Hello, everybody. We'll be here in 5 minutes. You guys are ready for session 3 of the Unlikely Suspects? I'm ready for the session. Hello, everybody. Right. Okay, let's get in here. I part. I don't have to move everybody else. All right. So let's just quickly. So last time we had a murder mystery, and don't worry, everyone's here except for Panda. But have ourselves a little incident where Haas himself was missing from the actual murder mystery last time. So we're going to do a little bit of a catch up, Haas, as he finds himself wandering the halls in, well, I guess in search for his ill-gotten gains. Haas, would you like to describe how you are currently sneaking between hallways and guards as the dining hall behind you seems to clatter and rustle with all manners of shenanigans that are currently happening before last events?
Well, it was right after
After the duel. So
the fight. Yeah, the duel.
you have a big bag of I think if I remember right, 75 gold coin given to you from the
Uh,
given to you from Gilderoy.
Let me check. It's supposed to be
It was
100.
supposed to be 100, but it was basically like piled together because like nobles put their money in, and it was then separated between you equally. So some people got, I think Rom got less because he lost, and Ernie got more because he won, but everybody else got an equal.
Okay.
We'll have to do the math later on that one, but just to keep
No
everybody
worries.
it was around about 70 gold for.
Well, I would probably excuse myself
Yo,
from the hall and go start counting the gold that I got.
yeah. So as you enter, you make your way down the hallway, pressing one of the open doors. It's like it literally like gives way slightly, and as you see, the courtyard is rather nicely lit. It seems to shimmer under the fiery hues of the setting sun. Painting of the cobblestones seems to like stroke like gold and orange slightly as you settle down slightly on like a nearby bench. Um, as the air passes through you on this evening, this midsummer evening, basically, and you can see the horizon. You can see the sun setting slightly as it grows dark. A prickling sensation appears on your skin as a figure suddenly detaches itself from the deepening shadows near this ancient oak tree. Um, you can see then suddenly a man in a cloak, a very dark fabric with his face that seems to be obscured by a low brim of like a very wide hat. Host Silius. Man's voice is very low. You almost feel like a whisper. Aye.
I stash my gold. Or
You just start. What? Okay. I'm the Raven, a messenger of Marcus Valentine. And I have a few questions for you. And believe me, your answers will determine the tenor of our interaction. You can see his eyes seem to like glow slightly, but like they're like very pinpricks of almost pure cold intent, depending on how this conversation.
does it look magical or just his from the
It's hard.
moonlight?
It's hard to tell. It's not. It's hard to tell because it's almost like there's the way the sun is hitting this little courtyard seems to like light everything up, besides the
Okay.
shadow of the tree, basically presence of.
All right. Well, depends on what kind of questions you expect me to answer.
Dawnwood? That name ring a bell?
Can I do a deception check
Yeah, go for it. Actually,
to see how? Where is my character?
do this for now.
Deception check.
Yes, he's the murderer. Also, hello. Ukil, hello. How we doing?
No, I'm not the murderer.
He's not the murderer. See,
Deception.
still early. That's what he does with the rest of the party.
Wait, how do
You double click it.
I?
Okay, let's hear your Your 3 deception. Your 4 deception. Sorry.
Well, I reach out to my light hammer. Just have
There,
a hand on it.
there's no.
No.
Wait. You remember, your weapons are currently not on you.
Oh, we don't have. Oh, I mean, yeah, true. Ah, shit.
You are currently
Well, I would put my
defenseless.
hand where my hammer would be.
Oh, and then realize. Okay, yeah, all right.
And try to like elegantly just slide it behind my back. No.
Will
What?
this?
Why this name out of all people?
Perhaps I should ask you, the Dawnward. He is a man that will make much of our relationship difficult, perhaps.
All right. Hold on. Is he trying to get you into trouble or stopping the Valentine, the business?
My question is if he will be, well, let's just say a claw, or more likely a thorn in Mr. Valentine's eyes.
I will be honest with you. I have no connection at all with this man. I mean, I don't think it would be out of pure randomness that you said this name, but I do look like him apparently.
You are the spitting image. My problem is that if this does become, well, let's say our relationship does become more integral, then it would be important to perhaps know who and why certain characters would introduce themselves. But I will alert Mr. Valentine that Mr. Dawnguard will not be a problem, if I am correct in assuming. Is there anything else you would like to share with the Valentine? As you know, he is very proud of our growing relationship.
Well, you could tell Mr. Valentine that if needs be, I could be a very valuable asset. If it's meaning the downfall of downfall.
Interesting. Well, looks like you have a guest. Enjoy your party. You will be called again if you are needed. Perhaps we will need someone with your talents. But remember, Raven will be watching. You see, like, before your eyes, it's almost like he starts to meld into the tree, and then suddenly all you see is you hear a voice. Hoss! What are you doing, Hoss? You were supposed to meet me in the bedroom. As that young buxom lady comes running, Lady Rosewood herself, trying to hold her dress together as she runs across the courtyard towards you.
Well, as she's running, as she's moving towards me, I would just speak to myself. Maybe I should teach Grom to do these kind of things.
She takes you by the arm and kind of lifts you up, and then starts almost like dragging you towards the said room. As we will cut there and move back to the party. As we will then move back to the guest room. Yeah, could you do that? That would be great.
Yeah.
So basically, now we're going to be caught up. That's essentially what happened with Mr. Pengu, Mr. Haas himself. The events of the actual dining hall, the cockatrice, the murder itself, everyone is now in the guest bedroom, where time has gone forward about 15. How long does it take you to finish, Pengu? No?
Well, are we looking for a speed record?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, we saw the roll.
Yeah.
That was for something else.
That was for something else. Okay.
I think I like what it was for.
Yeah.
That was that was a different deception roll.
That was a deception. Oh no. Okay.
this evening. That was a good time.
Oh no.
So we're cutting back to the room, the guest room, with the rest of everybody. Gilderoy himself literally is looking at Octavia for a second, going, "So, like I said, I will have everybody gathered for you, or perhaps I should have my guards take some of you to the respective, potential suspects. What I will say, though, is my guard here, Keith," and you can see Keith at the door, who's been the one that Alpaca was annoying last week, 2 weeks ago.
Oi.
Literally goes, "Yes, my lord. Like, you shall deem necessary what resources these men need. And women, of course. But, so as I was saying, Octavia, I need to talk to you alone, because you're not here, so I'm taking you away. This isn't meta. Shut up." And literally Octavia goes, "What are you talking about? All right. Oh, you want to hear about my dirty books? Oh, I got you, Gilderoy. I got it. Can I bring my bag?" And literally just seems to almost forget about everything else as she leaves
Octavia's
out.
not gone. That's definitely her voice. What do you mean she's gone?
So she suddenly just follows Gilderoy out. She follows Gilderoy out as the door closes, and the guard is sitting in the room staring at all of you, going, "So, if my master is to say correctly, I approve that I'm supposed to approve your transport to certain people. Now, luckily, it's not nighttime yet, but I will say that after when the sun sets, and that is not long now, you will be locked to these rooms. Do you understand me? That is the rule that I'm setting."
Understood.
Right.
I mean, that sounds like a fair ruling.
Good.
But why? Please, sir.
Because
Is something scary happen at nighttime?
Do I have to tell you that there was a murder? Somebody shut that girl up.
Astra, the man downstairs is dead or dying or sick.
He's fine.
It's
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I just don't understand the need for. Oh, once the sun goes down, y'all need to be in your rooms. It's just.
All right then, is that right? But
We
listen-
have people to talk to.
listen,
and-
little girl, listen. This is
Hey.
this whole area, this whole estate is essentially a crime. It's a criminal scene. It needs to be investigated.
Exactly. And that is our job, is it not?
No. Mr. Gilderoy seems to think it is, but it's our job, actually. I am only doing what my master says. But I'm controlling this investigation. We got that clear?
So,
I could lock you
where
in here,
were
Missy.
Where were you during this whole?
He's giving you the deadest stare. Like it's
I'm writing down in my note that you, sir. What was your name again, sir?
My name is Keith.
Keith.
What's next,
Okay.
Astra? You gonna ask for his badge number?
You
Shall
don't need
we?
stinking badges?
Patch number 5.
Shall we just say just for yeah, okay, you know what we'll do? As the guardsman turns and says, "Once you've I will come back in 10 minutes after you've deliberated what the hell you think's going to happen or what you're going to even do. And I'll be right back. I'll be sure to bring a chair for the little one." And then he just turns around and just walks out, slamming it behind him as you hear a boom.
Arnie, that sure is rude to say to you, isn't it?
Just from the muffled, just from behind the door, you just hear, "The fuck did he just call me?"
All right. Also, I with that bang, Pengu, you can introduce yourself if you want.
Well, you guys can hear from the back of the bedroom.
Is he gone? Can anybody let me out? Hello?
Is that a horse?
Sounds like him.
Well,
Doesn't sound like a horse to me.
You hear a voice coming from the back of the guest bedroom, more from the cupboard. From the
Grom's
wardrobe.
going to go and open up the wardrobe.
Okay.
Horse, you in there?
yeah, it's locked.
What? All right.
Grom's gonna try the handle to
Okay.
see if it just.
It's locked. It seems that someone's locked him in here.
Can I attempt to pass my Can I
Strength check?
punch through the?
You want
shitty
to
lock?
try to rip the door off? I mean,
just wanna,
yeah. I mean, you could
shitty
try.
wardrobe.
Wait, how about a nice little lock picking, little
Too
dexterity?
late. Grum's already tried to rip the door handle.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
you could do it, Grom. You make the most of these things. You always rip the doors off of things.
Strength check, please.
12 total.
For a wooden latched door, yeah. Okay, sure. You don't rip it off its hinges, but you definitely feel the lock come off as you tug the door. You see the metal hit the little metal indent where the key usually goes that locks the two
Yeah.
bits together. That is literally just the whole thing is just pulled away from the door.
There we go. See, easy peasy. Gotcha. Now, why'd you get in?
You're muted, Pingu, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, I was stuck here for quite some time.
In about 10 minutes.
Listen. I don't need to explain myself. Please.
Perception check.
Question is, does Hoss have his clothes on?
Does Hoss have his clothes on?
Uh,
I don't think so.
not really well.
To be fair, though, you do have the
I'll put that
illusion
on
on.
again.
You do have an illusion on. So, I guess you would, yeah. Okay, you know what? With a 16, I'll say you need to do insight check, Grom, to, see if you want to figure that out.
I was just looking through the wardrobe and it's closed on me.
Let's see.
All right. Sure. I
I
mean-
wondered off where people and where guards were patrolling.
No, that's just 11.
Yeah, okay. So that's Grom. Grom doesn't believe it. I mean, everyone else can have a go, too, I suppose. Want to. Like, they could...
Listen, I
Or
was
not.
just trying to hide myself from the guards that were running around for some reason.
Inside, right?
Yeah, it's just an insight.
Yes.
It's insight against his deception.
Hell yeah, 11's all.
Oh, fuck.
There it is.
Noise.
Tyrion can smell you.
So it's bullshit.
So
That's-
you just decided to just hide automatically and hope says they don't fall. But what? How'd you get? That don't make no sense, and you got locked in.
I like how Grom and Ernie essentially, like, both of them just so used to so used to Hoss's bullshit that you just immediately, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That's-
sure.
that's
Yeah.
what he does. And everyone else.
Everyone else, yeah. Everyone. This is why for what 3 years he has them as his lackeys. You know.
I haven't even rolled yet. Give me a sec. Maybe I'm
Maybe you're one of the line. Yeah, that's true.
Wait,
Oh,
now, look here. I don't like being called a lackey. I'm a henchman at most.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
we're fine.
I wholeheartedly believe him as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Mogren and Godwin don't know what sex is because they're both men of religion.
So, and how about the truth now?
Well, you know what I mean. Oh, so you're gonna push him? Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, you're pushing him in front of everybody. Fair enough.
I don't think I need to tell you, of all people. Maybe to these knuckleheads, but not you.
I mean, we just had an attempted murder, and you are pretty suspicious here.
Huh?
Oh, suspicious.
Against who? Gilderoy?
Someone tried to, yes.
And this is
And
is this the point where we do a small recap of the previous?
And this is where we do the little recap of what happened last time. Thank you, Muffin. Okay, so now we'll find out what happened last time. You can always go back and watch the YouTube video because it's all up there. But Muffin, what happened last time? And we'll keep.
Previously
Yeah.
on Cornerstone Z.
It's episode 2. Let's not confuse it.
Oh, okay, fine. Technically it's episode 3, but in episode 2, our ragtag group of barely acquainted individuals finally reached the dining hall where we tried to partake in a dinner that was rudely interrupted by the show put up by the Nine Lives Theater, which included a cockatrice attack that put the whole place in a disarray, attempted murder of a Gilderoy, and the clever reveal that almost every single person of interest have been switching their places with the cast of the Nine Lives Theater. But unfortunately, the Archibald Calico, the headmaster of the theater, who took the role of Mallory Gilderoy, was poisoned. And to everyone's shock, of course, he was quickly resuscitated by the dashing couple of cleric and a paladin.
Good that we have
But
someone.
it wasn't but it was an attempted murder nonetheless. So we are currently being detained in a room where apparently Hoss has been holed up the entire time ever since the attack happened.
Oh, well. So yeah. So as you basically get bring Hoss up to speed, I guess you're sitting on the bed, like catching your breath from that enclosed space, and then you have been told that Calico himself, the man that you have never met, has basically been giving out gold as if he is Gilderoy, and pretending to be this man only to get murdered, well, potentially assassinated.
Wait, it was him the whole time giving away Gilderoy's money?
Yeah.
Willy nilly?
Yep.
So Gilderoy's a suspect.
Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I
He
feel like-
tried to kill his body double.
I feel like he would have just arrested him and then killed him. But you know what? Fair. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, so the plan so far, you guys, the guard's gonna come back, Mr. Keith. We'll call him Mr. Keith. He'll come back soon. Looking forward to your deliberations of who you might want to question, who might be a suspect, and who will actually be who you might be able to glean some information from.
It's fine. Russell all the way.
Pinched my neck suddenly, so I just took some very strong painkillers.
Nice.
Right. Sorry.
So while we're waiting,
As we were catching Hoss up on the deep dark lore of the previous couple of hours, I assume, right?
Yeah. It's been like a nice little dinner party. You had the event happen, you had the poisoning happen, and then you had basically everybody being moved to bedrooms and stuff. So, in realistic terms, after the duel, after the fight with Grom and Ernie, that's where Hoss disappeared, and for about 15 minutes he's been missing. You guys were about to have dinner, and then you were eating, and then the shenanigans happened, and now we're here.
Now we're so roughly 20 minutes.
About a 20-ish.
So again, what were you doing in that cupboard?
Like I said, I was hiding from the guards.
Do another insight check if you want.
Why? Inside check.
No, we're gonna have this conversation.
I mean, sure, you can do an insight check if you want.
Well,
He seems to be telling the truth.
yeah.
I-
Okay.
You'd believe him.
I just wandered somewhere where I should not have been. I don't think we had access to this place anyway, and I have been locked up in this cupboard for solid 10 minutes after I have left the big hall.
Yeah, but Hoss, who locked you up? Surely you've seen who put you in the cupboard.
That is
I
a pretty
didn't-
good question to be asking.
I
Is
didn't
there-
know it could lock up itself by just closing it.
Oh, so he got in, closed the doors real quick, and the lock kind of just latched it. I guess that makes sense. My wife did that to me once.
There's a wardrobe big enough to house Crom.
Well, if you crouch down and get real low and bend your shoulders in, you can kind of fit.
Okay, but logistically that checks out. All right.
And it wasn't a wardrobe; it was a shed.
No, it was just a house.
It's just a house.
It was just he doesn't know what a house is.
God,
And
Godwin
this
was
house
there. That's
here
it.
is our closet, and this house here is where we do our business, and that house that's all wrecked is where we do the wild thing.
We got so many rooms. All right. Okay. So you guys have like about 5 minutes to discuss what your plan's going to be before. To be fair, the guard's sitting outside, just kind of waiting for you to give him his orders, so he can, send you all to different people or bring them to you. I would assume just for time, we could split us up into a couple of groups. Decide who's going where.
I do have some questions for the group.
Okay, go for it.
Do you already have any suspicions on any of the guests that were in the ball?
Well, our main problem is we don't know if Gilderoy was actually the target, because if somebody didn't knew that he switched places with Calico, then somebody could have tried to kill Calico instead of Gilderoy.
All right. Well, with that information, we can go ask his son himself to probe if he already knew that his father was not him.
Now, didn't somebody hear the kid, baby Gilderoy, saying something about his pops and murder?
Hey, what again?
Didn't somebody hear something about murder coming from Gilderoy Jr.?
No. That
Not
was
really.
Barth.
Okay, that one. Got it.
Yeah. So Garth, he was talking to Devin McCoy, and he said,
Because I thought that came from.
"We're gonna go now, and
Yeah.
we're gonna kill him."
I thought that came from Fletcher.
No, because that came from
Okay.
Garth. Here's the confusing part. It came from Garth, who was
It
actually
wasn't Garth, it was Tabitha.
who was actually Tabitha, and McCoy, who was actually just a guard. So McCoy was the
Which
guard.
is why I think we should talk to Tabitha.
The real Garth is the one that's Gilderoy's like second hand
Yeah,
guy,
it's
right?
Garth is the butler,
The footman.
the footman.
Okay, hold on. So Calico was disguised as Gilderoy.
Yes.
Who else?
Basically everyone was disguised as someone else.
Garth was disguised as Tabitha, or the other way around.
No, Tabitha was disguised as Garth. Yeah.
Tabitha played
Okay.
Garth.
I wanna say-
The
I
assassin
wanna-
was played by Harissa Tanner. Gilderoy was portrayed by Sir Archibald, and Sir Archibald was played by Sir Gilderoy. So they did a neat little switcheroo.
Mean little switcheroo.
So 4 people switch between each other.
Kind of. They were playing, like, 2 of them were playing guards. One of them was playing Garth, and one was playing an actual dressed up assassin.
Though this "we're gonna kill him" could also refer to
The act
basically
itself.
the assassin staging a fake attack.
That is true.
It's still a suspicious phrase that needs to be investigated.
Yeah.
Sure.
What about whoever brought out the goblets for the drinks now, or whoever poured the drinks?
Pulled them, served them.
But you
There's-
did meet a couple of the show boys and girls that were dragging plenty of the goblets around. They were all fancy, like very pretty people. Wasn't like your usual tavern wench.
Oh man. Well, you ain't nothing wrong with a tavern wench.
So you said he was poisoned. So do you know perhaps who served the drinks?
That's the problem.
I
And there
mean-
were so many people around, it could basically have been
Anyone.
anybody. Yeah. So just going, yeah, that's the one who served the drink and poisoned him. That's difficult to say because it was with the cockatrice attacking. It was basically a complete like clusterfuck, and everybody was everywhere because people were trying to get away, and so somebody could have used that opportunity as well to get to the drink and poison it.
Actually, Period. Before I left, I actually saw you loading up on food. Maybe you have seen some things at the buffet. No?
Okay, I will try to remember if anything came to my mind if I can.
You know what? Give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Thank God it's not history.
18.
All right. 18. It's hard to tell because not only were you focused on the food, but you did see that when you came, all the food that was put out was already out. Like it was already on display. There was no food that was coming until like dinner, and then when dinner was happening, unfortunately, the cockatrice was like the main thing on the table, and people were coming out. These fancy men and women, all dashed up in silks, and their makeup kind of done and everything. They're made to look pretty as they serve goblets and stuff like that. These people were basically kind of like all almost uniformed. Other than that, you can only really tell that the goblets that were placed, like they came in like big trays of like 6 to 8 on each tray, and then just put in the center of the table. So the chances of that happening on Gilderoy's table, especially with him going back and forth, I mean, you might be able to say that it was put there on purpose, but the chances of someone just taking a goblet and just putting it there probably higher.
Okay, so the probability is very low that the poison was pre-prepared, and it was most likely put in after Gilderoy or Calico had claimed a goblet, so to speak.
There you go. Eric, thanks for the raid. Appreciate you, bud. How you doing? I'll wait for this clip to finish playing.
Okay.
But,
you see Pyrian pacing a bit back and forth and thinking, and then basically going, so the food was pre-prepared. It was already there when we arrived, and the goblets were brought and basically just put on the table, not like individually put out. So I'd assume that the poison was added after Gilderoy or Calico had taken a cup. So maybe it was someone who sat with him at the table. The chance would have been higher that it was one of them.
And do we know why they changed roles or like?
For entertainment purposes.
Okay.
It was a big surprise, chaos, switcheroo, surprise. I'm not Gilderoy, I'm your father,
I love how Haas is like, that's not a that's not what a shit surprise.
That's the last time I go to the theater to the cockatrice attack, and then a guy gets jumped and poisoned.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Is there any other any
I do have another question.
yeah.
Do we have any idea of what kind of poison was used?
Yes. Astrid, I think that was...
Let Astrid take this, I guess.
Yeah.
Or she could be
Yep.
muted. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there I am. I had to unmute. Where is it? Hang on. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that poison I detected that's it's a common poison found. Well, it's a fungus that grows in the sewers down here, kills lots of wildlife, and you can't eat them, and it's a waste. But at its raw state, it would be, you couldn't just slip it in someone's drink. So it It was definitely refined, probably by an expert apothecary. It's very bad stuff. It's called Trebonian moss. It's very, very bad stuff.
Okay. So it was prepared. So probably from it was taken from someone or made by someone who either knows or asked by someone who
Purchased
knows
at
how
your
to make them.
local bad apothecary
Apothecary
poison
shop.
shoppy.
Well, we'll say the only real reason that you know what it was, Astrid, was from the smell. It's very ammonia, like almost ammonia-ish, but like very subtle. Like you need to taste it in order to get that smell. It doesn't like it won't be like I'm just
I
drinking.
regret that time
Yeah,
I took the bite of the rat that I cooked after I was out hunting one day. It was I just took a little nibble and I was sick for days. Part near died.
Okay. So I believe would be best if we split up to question people.
I think we definitely need to talk to Tabitha. Just not only like what she said as Garth, but when I was chatting with Mr. Rex about trying to get some ideas about his archery skills, of which he doesn't know anything, but he asked who he thought was Garth and the attitude that got cut back was quite sharp. So
Wait, are you talking about Rex or Fletcher?
You talk
Fletcher.
to Fletcher.
Sorry, you're right.
Fletcher is
Fletcher.
Fletcher's
the
the son.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Yeah, Fletcher. Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
I will
So,
never forgive you.
Never.
what do you think about the possibility of the footman being it? Because I've observed that he treats his employees rather nonchalantly.
Was that him or Tabitha? At what point was Garth? Have we met Garth? Have we actually? Well,
No,
we met him in
not
town.
Garth. Not Garth. Gilderoy.
You said the footman.
Yeah, and
That's Garth.
Gilderoy treats his
Gotcha.
employees rather.
Oh yeah, you mean Garth
Nonchalant.
as you mean Garth is the murder suspect?
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Well,
We're all on the
but-
same
but
page.
Garth would have known that he was poisoning Calico and not Gilderoy because he was in on the switchy turny, right?
I mean, was he?
That's a question you could ask him.
Where was Garth? Where is the real Garth?
This is a big. I will say this is a big estate. He was probably doing. you could go look for him. You could have him brought to you, or be brought to him.
Okay,
You want to talk to the staff?
Refresher on who Garth was?
Garth is
Garth?
the
Yep.
personal servant or the footman of Gilderoy.
Who
He's the
actually
guy
brought us
that
here?
brought us.
Yeah, he's
that
the
brought us
one-
Here, yeah,
Okay, now I remember.
that picked
yeah,
us up
okay.
in the pub.
He's the one
Okay.
that
Yes.
that gave you the scrolls, and he's the one that brought you a. Whether that was him or not, you're not sure.
I don't want to believe he's unaware of the switcheroo, to be fair.
Could be.
Imagine he just walk in and just
Sees
another
himself
one.
being stabbed. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a paradox.
this kind of day, I guess. How you doing,
Let's
Mr. Gilderoy?
let's
I
Let's
mean,
think
that's a
of
good point.
let's think of
Is
who
he
we
killing
need
me
to ask.
again?
So we want to talk to Tabitha. I think we should talk to the real Mr. Garth.
Well-
and maybe Fletcher.
Just so you know. Sorry. Let me just get in here. Just so you know, if you're gonna talk to Tabitha, you could use that as a way to talk to the rest of the group.
The rest of the troop.
You could talk to the rest of them. Wanted to.
Mhm.
Right? Like, unless you wanted to specifically talk to them separately, but what would be the point? Right? You're just gathering information at this point. You're not having to pick who's guilty or whatever.
Yeah. Manic,
Yes.
I can't remember. Were we allowed to talk to Calico, the real one?
You would. Well, he's currently, from what you were told by Gilderoy, that he is currently in a bed state. He's being looked after by Chief Indigo.
Okay, so
Till he seems better, anyway.
Okay, so that's a no.
And you can. He's not unconscious. He's just being
Okay.
he's just being looked after right now, in a makeshift medic.
Then I would volunteer to talk to Calico. Does anyone want to accompany me, or should I do it alone?
I guess me and Morgan will follow you as well. But I suppose it will wait until the morning, purely
Does-
because I doubt we will be allowed near the attempted murder victim.
Well, like you said, the guards will be following you and with you that whole time. So you have a chaperone. Mogren.
I take that chance.
He's
Was he beer?
bourbon.
Is he bourbon? Okay. All right.
I'm volunteering him on.
Okay. No, fair enough.
volunteering us both.
Yeah, I was just making sure that was what was wanting to be done.
He's being voluntold.
So all right. So you guys want to go see Calico? All right. So that's you three want to see Calico. What about the rest of the group? What's
I'll probably go to Fletcher.
Grom was thinking either Fletcher or Tabitha.
Agreed.
Tabitha was part of the group of Calico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alpaca listening
yeah.
to us.
I see.
so
Yeah. I saw.
following
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to have his. Right. Okay. So you want to do Haas? You want to go talk to Fletcher? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
just you remember you can technically separate and all retain the information, then meet back here and discuss what you found. That's more than happy to do that.
Does anybody want to join me, actually?
Okay, so how many people are going where at the moment with Hoss?
Right now, nobody. We got Mogren, Godwin, and Pyrian going to see Calico to finish the murder.
Well,
we have.
So that leaves Haas, Ernie, me, and Grom.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we could
Ernie is.
either
Yeah.
split it- We could split it with maybe Ernie and Hoss going to Tabitha while Grom and Astrid go to
Hey, Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Okay. Do you want to do that, or do you want to reverse it, or because I think Haas
actually
wants.
wanted to go to
Yeah,
Fletcher.
Haas wants to go to Fletcher.
Okay, well if Hoss wants to go to Fletcher,
I
then
feel
Grom
like
can tag
I
along.
feel like Astrid.
Hoss.
I feel like Astrid doesn't want to go see Fletcher again. Just in character wise, she's kind of done with him.
Well,
She's
and
so
that's
enough.
and I will pull Haas aside and tell him
Yeah.
that this guy just he acts, he does all these he knows nothing. He's a fraud. He's just a pure fraud. And does that make him suspicious? Like he can't do anything on his own. He's just you go talk to him. He's just
Astrid, it's a noble.
but he's not. I mean, sure, he's rich, boy, noble, but boy, oh boy, I just, when the leather meets the road, correct? 'Cause there's
Okay,
no
let me rephrase it. He's the son of a noble.
He's the
that's-
son of a noble, right?
The
I
dickhead is in
don't
his
have,
DNA.
I don't have the time for fake people that get all this glory for doing things that they can't even do. So yes,
I'm
we
gonna
are
go
not-
and investigate the fake person who pretended to kill that other person. God, okay. All right,
I
so
hate acting.
so Astrid is gonna go with. So it's Ernie and Haas are gonna go see Fletcher then, and Astrid and Grom are gonna go check out the actual the troop. Right?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, that's how we'll do it.
Okie dokie. Let's fine. You guys can roleplay for a second while I quickly decide what the fuck I'm gonna do with that information.
Haas, I'd like to know, what if his daddy's cutting him off, and that's why he tried to kill him, so like he could inherit everything before he gets cut off.
I think he
That
would
would
have.
make
I think he would have arrested him and killed him already himself.
I think Gilderoy's that Ruthless?
Yes.
All right, okay. You hear the door open, and the guard Keith himself comes forward, looking all over you two, who are having this little talk in front of it, like rather loud, kind of disparaging his master's son. And he kind of just glances over you and then goes, "Right, okay. I've agreed. Like, I have managed to wrangle a couple of troops to send a couple of you away. As long as you behave yourselves and don't try to run away. If you do, you'll end up in the brig. You hear me?"
Yes,
He doesn't
sir.
react to my presence?
He just starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Nope, there's 7 in here. Luckily, Octavia was is missing, so the so the heads count.
The most unobservant guard ever.
I mean, they did fuck up, and now there's a murder suspect running about. So
I mean, he's got bigger fish to fry, right? As long as you don't become an issue, that's fine.
Before there were 7 dickheads. It's still 7
Yeah,
dickheads.
there's still
The math
7
is-
dickheads in this room, except
the
for
math is fine.
the IQ of this room hasn't gone up. Right? Okay. Right. He looks over. Who's gonna come first? Who wants to go first? Just so we have an idea for his.
Let's get Grom and Astrid out of the way.
Grom and Astrid out of the way. Okay. All right. So he literally looks at you, Grom, and then the annoying child that he clearly doesn't enjoy. All right, country bumpkin.
Huh.
Take
Well, I'd never.
get your ass. Go on. You big green. Move your ass.
Keep your hands to yourself. We can walk just fine.
And you see there, as you come out of the room, there's actually another 2 guards. And these guys are like plated out, and you will also see that 2 of them are they have a crest that is kind of like carved into their shoulder.
What's the crest?
It looks like give me a perception check.
Of course.
Ooh.
Nope.
Yeah, it's shiny armor. Looks shiny. All right, as you guys are pushed forward and kind of told to go ahead, you start to head out of the main gate and the main hallway. The glass kind of giving away, how much sunlight there is left. As they climb up this set of stairs, you can see there's 2 horses like sitting. Essentially like just waiting for you, right? As the guards then like right up beside you, another 2 guards joining you. These are on 2 big old lofty black hoofed like heavy horses. These you can tell that these ones are like clearly bred from like the highlands up in Tragos, and they've been brought down here. Grom, you would know this just because you're from that area, but like the horses there are like really good breeds, like rich horse, like people pay a lot of money for these.
There's some nice quality steaks.
We're going to be taking these up to the theater over there on the hill. Do you see it? We only have a limited amount of sunlight, so we'll be back
That
before the
big-ass
night.
building over that way, huh?
He says, "Right, you see it?
Yeah, I could see it. I could see. Astrid, we're going to that one.
Right, we're following behind. It'll take us a couple
Alright.
minutes." And they start to like just clop off as you will head towards the theater. This is like, if you remember that you are on a little island, so
Right.
remember. I think I shared it. I think I shared it. The actual island looks.
Yes, Gilderoy's Island prison.
You're walking past the prison over there, so just remember that. Right.
Oh boy.
So as you guys are doing that, it'll take you a while to get there. So another guard literally kind of glances at the door because he's now been put on the post, and he says, "Right. So I suppose I've also got a really generic voice, and I am also a footman. Don't ask me my name. I haven't got one. What am I taking you, my lord?" As he looks at you, the half elf with the fancy grin on his face. Also, Muffin's AFK, I can tell because he's got his little muffin man. Yeah.
Muffin's back.
Right?
Sorry,
No, it's okay. It's fine.
I muted my microphone
No, it's
before
okay.
I left.
All right. What can I do? Where am I taking you, my lord? This guy seems a little nicer. Awesome. Okay,
Sorry.
you mean, yeah.
Have you forgot that you are the half elf with a fancy face?
Yes. You're the only half elf of the group.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
I'll look back at wait, who was going to do?
Ernie.
Ernie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ernie.
All right then. Follow me.
Well, we're gonna,
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
will
go
go
see
to
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Fletcher. Right. Fair enough. The man's still out on the archery range. We're going to go check him out. He's very he's a very agitated young boy, right? So I would rather you
You're
just
letting him on the range.
yes. He's well trained. He can defend him.
All right.
You see, as he takes you out, it's just him. No, there's not a lot of guards. Not with this one. As you end up going out to the courtyard, you take a hard right, and then follow the path. You see the little stool that you were sitting on before, Haas. And as you get to the garden edge, you see a bunch of like tethered strings that are going like they're basically like kind of impaled into the ground, like keeping what looks like hay stacks with like red paint, like kind of blasted over them, like makeshift targets. Some of them are actually like longer range, like 50 feet, 60 feet. You know, really impressive ranges for a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
As you can then see Fletcher himself with 8 guards standing behind him, watching him. Some with crossbows, some with swords, some with spears and such. As he's just he's doing the thing where he looks up at the sun and then just pulls his arrow, quickly fires it off into the haystack, then just looks around, just going As you are then presented to him, he goes, "What's going on?"
Okay. First of all, did he hit his target?
Oh yeah, he hit his target. Yep, hit the target. You know, he's a good archer.
Ernie's just gonna applaud.
Thank you. I don't do autographs.
What's an autograph?
Greetings, Fletcher.
What's
We're
it?
here to ask you some questions.
Right. Well, I mean,
What?
he just he kind of scoffs and like bites his lower lip, just kind of staring at you. You think I killed you? I tried to kill my dad.
Oh no.
Then why am I being asked questions?
So that we can know more about others
Right.
and also about yourself, because you're an interesting fellow.
I mean, I am. But it's not. We should really focus, on my dad. Right?
Do you
I know
have any idea who could have done it?
that's hard to tell. My dad's met a lot. He's got a lot of enemies. I want to say that throughout this whole little party, just trying to plan it, it's been a bit of a couple of long months of pretty much tense planning. He did kind of lock himself away for a while. But I think everyone can think of at least 2 to 3 reasons why someone would want my dead.
What? Because he was too nice to his own personal?
Well, no, just he's been known to be rather ruthless, put people out of business.
Is there anyone
So
recently who's put out of
revenge?
business?
Recently, I don't really pay attention to that. I'm too busy focusing on my art.
Well, your arse is pretty good.
Thank you. I have been exercising. All in the back of the legs here. Which part's this? Where's Garth? Around just.
By the way, lately have you was guards around the state a lot?
Well, yeah, he's my father's main, main hand
Butler?
man, really. Mm.
Mm.
I mean, was it Miss Rosewood? She was basically saying to me earlier that I do, like, if something was to happen to my father, then I would inherit quite a lot of money, which, you know, I think is a good thing, but I don't know really how to spend it. So I think I'm going to stick to what I know, which is archery. One of my main focus. It's my true passion.
I see. And about tonight, do you have anything to say about your father's appearance during the whole ball?
Oh, he's acting a little weird. But luckily, I mean, apparently that wasn't my dad, so, you know. Hey, he even fooled me.
Okay. So you didn't even know?
No, that's why I was deeply worried. But if someone is trying to kill my dad, I'm glad that Calico got it, honestly.
Okay. Interesting. Orin, do you have anything to say about him? Aside from his amazing skills in archery?
No, the only thing I've got to say is anyone that you know who hired the folks to bring the drinks and that. Are they from like a company or are they just from all over the place?
No, they would be literally on staff. We don't trust outsiders, honestly. Like, they're usually guests. My dad really only gives a shit about people who have interesting stories. Boring fucks, they just stay off. They stay off of the island. One of those things, my dad really is an eccentric. Unlike me, doesn't really like hanging out with boring people. So,
And,
oh, sorry. Yeah.
go on. I was not.
Well, it's just that, that's why we have, the prettiest of staff, and we have them stay on island.
For your own enjoyment.
Of course. You see, you get it. Half elf after my own heart.
Also, I will just leave that thing aside.
What was that noise?
Oh, that's the famous Trinonian goose. One day I will claim it for my own. What was it? What was it? First campaign, it was fucking Penny and a rat creature, and this campaign, it's some fucking loser half elf and a dwarf. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Pegu. Sorry. Do I know?
Wait, what was I'm so sorry. I
No,
forgot
it's
what I was
okay.
going
It's
to
okay.
ask.
It's okay.
I think it was. I was about to say, do you have any idea where Miss Rosewood was?
Well, she was sitting across from me at dinner, so I assumed. I've got quite a thing for her. Don't tell her.
Okay, yeah.
I think she likes my archery.
Oh, sure she does. I'm sure she does. Okay.
Might go visit her tonight. I did try to go into her bedroom earlier, but apparently there was a change at some point during, unfortunately because of the event. So I'll find her.
What do you mean there was a change? Like room change?
Oh, well, just room change. It's just because, the guards. Well, a lot of people wander during these parties, so we got to make sure that no one's just stealing people's stuff.
Sorry, need a quick beer back.
Yep, no worries. Is that all I could do for you then, gentlemen? I have, there's only about another hour of sunlight before I have to, put my arrows away and put my feet up for the night.
Not that I think so.
I've gone through a lot of trauma with my dad not dying.
But you don't. I mean, did you get to talk to your dad?
My
He's
dad's
still
been
resident?
really busy since he's trying to figure out everything going on. Probably why I haven't seen Garth either.
Right. Well, I assume
I'll have the men.
that's it.
I'll have my
You
men.
know this Golf fellow.
How long have I known him? Since a boy. Most trustworthy man. You know, I know I'm only a young elf of 38. And Garth is a human man, but I've known him for 38 years of my life. Makes sense considering Garth looks like a really old, balding, you know, pale-faced, rounded
And
fit
also,
chin man.
And you have never heard of Calico before, or was it someone that your father knew before?
Calico? Well, no, I've heard of Calico, but that's mostly just because of theaters. My, uh, my, d- my dad really likes to see like shows. So basically, what I like, I go out, I find these places, tell them, they come in, right? Then what happens is, my people, they come to me, they want to see me. My dad wants to see interesting people. It's a fantastic relationship.
I feel like I'm talking to Trump.
I have the best archery. It's my favorite archery.
I gotta pull him out. Pull him out.
I didn't kill him. It wasn't me.
I am not a crook.
I'm a crook. I did it.
Business.
I did it. You caught me. You did it.
Okay.
Boy.
Yeah. Well,
Case
Ernie,
fucking
maybe it's time to
closed, I
leave.
guess.
Okay, so the guards literally just start like tapping their foots, and they take you back to the room. And as you guys are being moved back, we will say, for expediency, Mr. Perian, or Mr. Mogren, and Mr. Godvin, you guys are being taken down a set of stairs into a large hall. And then, as you can see, like almost like a bigger, nicer room that seems to have been like set aside. There's some bed sheets that are kind of like ripped up and torn, and there are some medical some like instruments that are kind of like littered over the bed. They haven't been used, and they're clearly like medieval in sense. Like these are just like collector's items. Clearly, Gilderoy was getting maybe a little excited, like showing off some of his things as Chief Indigo sits at on one of the chairs as Calico is sitting up at the bed, kind of just leaning over slightly, like holding his chest and like grabbing at his throat slightly as he spits into like a bowl. Right, I'll leave you here for. Well, you got 10 minutes, and then I'm taking you lot back, alright?
Yes, thank you very much.
Watching you, Tiefling. And
Fair enough.
he steps back, does not close the door. Chief Indigo literally stands up and kind of walks over to you.
Ah, yes, my friends. Hello, Mr.
Whoa, hey, Chief.
Mr. Mogren. See you.
Yeah.
Thank you for and your friend Mr. Godwin for protecting the lady and my the spectacle.
Yeah, it was crazy, right?
But what can I do? I am currently looking after Mr. Calico here. As you can see, he is still under the weather, although he is being rather aggravating to deal with as a patient. But I guess most patients are. I heard that.
You could just hear him coughing, just like almost trying to stop the hoarseness out of his throat from having ingested quite a lot of poison.
We would like
we're
to.
actually here,
Yeah, wait.
Gone.
Yeah.
It's not my place to speak at the moment.
Go period.
We would, if it's possible, we would like to try and ask Mr. Calico some questions.
Well, I mean, I would rather. I mean, as long as you keep it limited, he's still not doing too well as much as he wishes to go group and, you know, I will allow it. I say where my place is here.
No, of course. As you heard the guard, we only have 10 minutes max, anyways.
Yes, of course. But I will step back and if you need anything, please let me know. And
He just starts to wander over to the bed and then start to collect some of these brass instruments and just start to pile them into like what seems like a cloth sheet and just dump them onto the table there.
Of course. I would. Is there a chair I can use, or?
I mean, yeah, like there's a couple of chairs. It's like essentially it's kind of like the same guest room that you had, so it's meant for like a couple of people. This one has just been like cleared out so that there's space for people to get in and out. When they lifted him up and pulled him in here, like it's a bit of a mess.
Oh, okay. I pull up a chair so I can sit next to Calico.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
I go.
Before you do that, just out of curiosity, what's Mogren and what's Godwin doing while Perrin is adjusting himself, finding a spot? Just so I'm aware where you guys are sitting. You know.
Okay, yeah, it's not that I think Godwin would not be sitting anywhere. Upon entering the room, he will be. Well, I guess he will just look down to Morgan and go, "Look, I told you he would survive."
Yeah.
And
You
then
did.
just to continue the conversation, during which we probably kind of took bets if he would survive or not.
How old did you guys bet?
I mean, you're good at this. You're good at, healing and removing poison and stuff. Of course, he's fine.
Then I should have been probably betting on this, betting on the side of him being fine.
Yeah.
I did make the joke earlier that it's hilarious how like Godwin removed the poison, but he didn't heal him.
Yeah.
Dickhead. Sorry. I was not muted.
That's okay.
Right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So upon the entry, I guess after exchanging the pleasantries with Chief Indigo, we will be probably stationed like in close proximity to the.
Just so you can hear.
Not
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I'd be by the other side of the bed, probably like examining him, mainly for medical reasons.
All right.
Trying
Give me a perception check or a medicine check. I'll let you decide. Or medicine. I would prefer it was medicine. Okay. Yeah. You know what? From a brief like glance over him, he seems kind of fine. Like the poison doesn't seem to be affecting him anymore. It's just the fact that the poison was so quick to act, and you can kind of see like a redness in his cheeks. His neck is a little red. His skin is slightly translucent, which is a little odd. But that, like, considering the amount of poison he has taken, that's probably not that odd.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Is that it? Okay. Right. Period. Sorry. Continue. You were
All good.
sitting down, glancing him over.
Yeah. And I very politely ask him, "Hello, Mr. Calico. Would it be okay if I asked you a couple of questions?"
Yes, of course.
If I will make this as brief as I can, and when I'm asking you yes or no questions, you can just nod or shake your head. We don't want to stress you too much.
He knows.
Did your acting troupe, or did anyone outside of Mr. Mr. Godfrey and Gilderoy, sorry, Mr. Gilderoy and your acting troupe knew that you were switching places with him.
Yes. It's part of the act. That was to switch places and of the essentially the excuse me.
And he just like kind of like falls at his throat.
If there's water, I'm giving it to him.
He helps himself.
It's not an act we usually do, but considering balance are in the aspects of illusions, as you could tell by the cockatrice.
Yeah. We are not. We are.
Godwin will pipe up at the mention of the cockatrice and just go, "I was a very believable monster."
Indeed, it was. We are trying to ascertain whether you were the target of the poisoning or obviously Mr. Gilderoy. Do you had any fights with or arguments of the serious nature with anyone who was here tonight who knew that you were trading places?
Give me you know what? Everybody.
Everybody that's in the room with them.
Y-
Right?
Yeah,
Not
no, why
everybody.
yeah, why would you roll?
I sense bullshit.
A quiet pair of eyes can be heard from the other side of the island. All right. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. You do see as you basically point out to him that he might be the target, you see him like flinch for a second, like look up at you, like almost like confused by it. Like the thought hadn't even like occurred to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm taking notes and I totally missed the question because I was typing. Can you
The
repeat
question was, we are trying to ascertain if he was the target or obviously Gilderoy.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he had any serious fight with anyone who was here on the party tonight and knew that he was trading places with Gilderoy.
I got it. Thank you.
He glances. You catch that glance for a second, and then he kind of looks at you and goes,
Well, considering just the my workers, my family, you knew, Mr. Gilderoy knew, Garth knew, of course, because it's integral to not have him in the same room to the illusion. But no, just assumed it. Gilderoy, do you think my life is in is in danger?
Considering
Well,
what
not
you just
anymore.
considering what you just told me, I don't think it is. Because as you just said, if you didn't have any arguments with anyone who knew, we can safely assume that Gilderoy was the target and you were in the unfortunate position to take his face tonight, as they say.
Give me an insight.
Inside.
All of us?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you.
Even Astrid?
Yeah, even Astrid.
Godwin.
Mr. Muffin.
Muffin Man. This is where his Discord doesn't catch up. It's like it's been great all night. All right, we'll just go without it for now. And when he comes back, I'll get him to do it.
No. I just dashed out because I sensed something afoot.
Okay,
in
no
my
worries.
apartment.
Disturbance in the force.
The door just gets kicked in. He's got to fight somebody off while rolling a d20.
You hear
Alright.
the wolf in the background that he's beating with a
Oh.
stick.
My neighbors are.
Yeah, it's okay. It's alright.
Issues.
No worries.
Inside, right?
Yes, just roll a d20, please. You need a... Yeah, okay. You know what? Yeah.
More than that, I assume.
More than that. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, fair enough. So as he clenches like the glass a little tight and then just brings it to his lips, kind of struggling, and then you see him like kind of lift the blanket from his legs, kind of just pulling the bowl to the side. It's filled with like horrible, like dark green, like phlegm almost. Like it's almost the coating of his lungs has been emptied into this bowl. It does not smell nice. You get that hint of ammonia from the poison as it's all been kind of extracted now, and then he quickly just dumps it, just pushes it down and kind of just tries to push himself up.
I help him.
With your help, he literally just kind of like, takes a moment and looks at you, gives you a nod, stands up and kind of looks for anything to like lean on. But then realizes...
nearby.
But then he realizes, oh, he's actually not as weak as he seemed like he was. So he gets his feet and then stands upright. Chief Indigo then steps forward, going,
"You should be very careful. Careful now. You've had some internal damage. Can't quite know how badly it is till a full day's rest."
he literally says,
"I know. Excuse me, I know. But I need to get to my family. If I'm in danger, then they might be."
As I said, we doubt you are in danger, and we doubt they are.
Still,
As he finishes speaking, Godwin will just go, "You sound a bit raspy." I slightly slap him on the back with my lay of hands.
okay, you give him how many points?
I have 10 left, so
You
I'm
have 10
gonna
left?
give him 10.
Okay. As you do, you hit him with
One for each slap.
You're just like knocking the rest of the phlegm out of him. Okay. Tell me, you can describe how your lay on hands works, because honestly, I don't really know how it would work with a calamite. I think we did it last time, right? With the
It was a it was a prayer to remove the a minor prayer to remove the poison. But the regular lay of hands would probably operate as
it's gonna cause some sort of glowing.
It's
something's gonna glow.
just each smack, each slight smack on the back just sends some sparks.
Okay.
Some sparks out, and you can hear humming. Like Godwin hums to himself as he does that.
Huh? And you can just see Chief Indigo like staring at you, going,
"Oh, calamites have distinctions. Men of discipline."
It's just like a stripped electrical wire, just sparks flying all over the place.
Margaret's literally going, "Whoa, fireworks!"
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, man.
Oh, is that supposed to look like this? I was never good at. I was never good at the, not fighting undead.
Right, you two.
So
You hear the voice.
The best I can do.
Right, come on. It's getting late. I need you to follow me.
Just one more question, if you would allow me. Can you imagine anyone who was here tonight who could or would be ruthless enough to try and poison Gilderoy?
I've known Gilderoy for about a month, so I want to say
he just like starts coughing and like literally trying to like contain himself. Now that he's standing upright, the air in his lungs is like slightly too heavy, and he just sits back down again.
I help him down and I give him the bowl again in case he has to, cough up his lungs
I would say it's hard to tell. I don't know Gilderoy for very long.
I mean, yeah, but you are an actor. You notice things other people don't.
When I took the role to become this man, I definitely regret it now.
That's for sure.
Sorry, I can't be of any more help.
Oh, you've been plenty of help. Thank you very much.
And then he literally just like kind of just stays seated for a while. Mr. Indigo himself moves over and just kind of gets him like refills his glass from a pitcher. And I'm sorry you couldn't be of help. Perhaps we shall see you tomorrow. Remember.
I nod. Thank you for taking care of him.
Come on, you. Look at us, tiefling. Like one of the guards literally comes in
As,
behind.
as we're
Dude, calm
leaving,
down.
Godwin will turn to Morgan and loud enough, which I think not it's not going to be conscious decision, but just loudly tell Morgan, "Oh, that monster was very believable, Morgan. Although that Arturo guy was very smart, didn't believe it was real for a second. Remember him laughing?" As they both follow, but just for just for the I guess.
So Arturo was laughing, right?
Yeah, Arturo was the one.
He was pissing himself.
He was
laughing
pissing himself laughing.
as it was happening. I wanna, as I say this, I wanna just roll perception to see if my side eye,
Okay,
my
go
like
for it.
peripheral vision will catch any reaction out of
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
either Indigo or
Yeah,
yeah,
go for it. Go for it.
Radical. What do I get with 15?
You see almost like a glare for a second. Like his eyes pierce you as your side eye, and your eyes like connect for a moment, and then he looks back down at the bull, like, and then starts coughing.
Okay. So that did hurt him a little. Okay.
Yeah,
Against
especially
that.
considering that Arturo was probably hired as protection.
Yeah, could be. I mean, you could always talk to him. Maybe not tonight, but you could talk to him.
Let's go talk to Arturo, man.
You're not going anywhere. You're going back to
Is it this way?
You're going back to the goddamn bloody bedroom. You are. As the guard literally just shuffles you out of the room, back to the room. Speaking
You're
of
not
which,
a very cheerful man, are you?
oh, he's very angry. He's one of his master was almost killed. Speaking of which, though, as we get to the horses finally getting to the theater, Grom and Astrid, you reach what looks like a little path area, and then a set of stairs that lead up the way to this grand, like wood-built theater. It doesn't look like it's been here very long. It's almost like it's been customly made for this performance. Some of the boards are weathered, but some of them have like been recently replaced as well. This kind of whole this place is mostly for shows, theaters. You can tell just because of the amount of seats that seem to be surrounding the whole area. There's literal like scattered props all over the floor as you make your way in. The two guards who followed you in, two of them are remaining outside on the horses. Just they wait and say, right, well, you can talk to them, but if you're not back in 10 minutes, I'm coming to get you. Like I said, no longer than that. Night time's coming. I want you all.
Yeah, I'll seize the sun. We'll try and be quick.
To be fair, no one's gonna know. Like, it's gonna be really hard for you to get past me.
Why do you think I'm not trying to hide? I'm fucking big.
You're a bloody 8-foot demon.
I know. I'm fucking big. I just said that.
You're scarier than the bloody tiefling. We had to draw straws.
I'm not that fucking bad. You're taking up my time for questions.
It's like, sorry, big fan. All right.
Do you get fanboys like this often? It's just.
Every now, usually back in Trino, but every now and then one finds.
You think they heard of you and you're fighting, and maybe they heard of you.
I mean, everyone's heard of Grom
That's
every now
it.
and then.
They drew straws to see who could. They wanted to be partnered with you because fanboy.
We got 10 minutes to fucking sunset.
Let's-
All right.
You know, it doesn't make sense. Let's go. We got to find out this timeline. This is just.
Okay, so you walk into the area and you can see that Tabby is sitting on the edge of the stage. She's kind of like just fingering through some coins out of a out of a bag. Gas Can is literally he's on the back of the stage, kind of like it almost looks like he's looking and setting up some rope work for tomorrow's show, if there is going to even be a show tomorrow. Rex and Harissa seem to be playing cards at a table, just kind of like, trying to pass the time as the dwindling sunlight looms over the theater. Tabitha kind of looks up and says, "Oh, right, is it? I'll see we have ourselves a visitor."
There's two of us. Me's and the smaller one.
Oh, the big old green bastard. Can't believe you lost. I lost some money on you.
Yeah, Ernie's pretty good at that.
Never can underestimate the power of a little one, now can you?
Really short person, yes. Let's talk about his size a couple more
From
times.
across the island.
I always vote for the underdog, being a dwarf and all. And
Well,
that was some show.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was one of our best paying gigs until, well, Calico threw up and nearly died. We're all a little bit excited. Well, almost scared. We almost lost our leader.
Excited. Why would you be excited?
Well, it's the most exciting thing that's ever happened to one. Usually we get paid to just do the performance, then we go home.
Do y'all usually do the illusion thing in your? Do you do that often in your performances?
Oh, yeah. All the time. We're well known for our illusion. Wait,
So-
you wait
So
a minute.
It was one of you that summoned the giant bird lizard thing
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
the table.
Yeah. That was Calico himself. Rather magnificent illusionist.
I can see that.
The problem is that, I thought, like, she's looking around for a moment. It's probably best she didn't bring up tape. Because, well, Calico's got a bit of a bone to pick. You believe that bloody bastard, Eso Toro himself, giggling his bollocks off. And then not only that, but across the room, Octavia doing the exact bloody same thing. Calico has the amazing expertise and genius to be able to cast that kind of illusion while being mocked from two sides. That man is enough.
Oh no. She was not mocking you. She was not mocking you. No. Her and I were talking about the amazing skill of these illusions, of which we didn't even know about the people swapping illusion. That was amazing. But talking about how awesome this would be to have in our pub someday, in our pub someday.
Speaking of which, the people swapping, how did you guys manage to pull that one off?
It's a trade secret, I'm afraid. Can't really be giving that away. Calico would have me expelled. The rest of us, we have our duty to the show. Isn't that right, Harissa? Harissa just kind of like looks up a little sheepish, giving an eye.
Well, sure, duty to the show, but duty to Calico. Like, at what point did y'all, like, how long had you been masquerading? How long had you been in your part?
My part? Scar. Oh, only up to dinner. Had an arrangement with him.
Had you been Garth all night?
Oh, ever since dinner, yes.
But like, you didn't come in. You weren't the one that came and got us and brought us here.
Darling, I've never met
landed-
you until this moment. I met you.
So that means it was the actual Goth who got us from the pub, but during dinner, she changed in to look like Goth, and then that made her the fake Goth.
We have a saying. We're gonna kill him, and then we play the scene. That's how it goes. It's how it's always gone. That's the catch.
So, did you guys maybe hire anyone new recently?
The newest person is Harissa over there. He's new.
And Harissa, where are you from originally?
You can see that she kind of looks at her cards for a little longer, and then kind of just goes, stands up, and kind of just leans over the table. Her fingers are like pointed, almost like she's just trying to think, right, about how to answer it for a second.
Not that hard to say where you're from.
Well, that would be very difficult to say. Because, I mean, I'm new here recently. But, like, being from this area is not really known to me. Spent a lot of time up in Tragos. But, yeah, Calico was, like a father to me. So he brought me in. Now I'm...
So, somewhat of a local.
Yes, I could say so.
You could, by the way, you can feel free to do a deception check or whatever, like an insight check to see if she's lying or not. Remember, I might not be telling you the truth.
Fair enough, which is what I was about to do because Grom's trying to suss out if she would know anything about the fungus.
Yep.
So I think I will roll an insight check to see, trying to gauge how likely it is that she is lying to him.
Okay.
Can I? Oh, there we go.
Okay. What do you want to do, Astrid? Before we...
I was just gonna ask if I could roll like an investigation, or if it would need to be insight.
You could do an investigation if you're investigating in something in particular, but you would need to tell me what you were wanting to try to put two and two together before you rolled it. With insight, it's mostly like you're looking at the character. You're kind of trying to see like what your character can ascertain from them and what their intent is.
Okay.
So you can clearly tell that she's lying, and
Well, Grom can.
and she's trying to make up something that seems plausible.
So,
Grom is actually going to like kneel down, grab Astrid by the shoulder, and pull her in very close to him very quickly.
Okay.
And speaking in a softer whisper, hopefully that only she can hear.
In Orcish.
Grom doesn't know if you know Orcish. He would probably choose a language that you would know.
But I don't.
Got it.
You don't know each other that long. I don't know if you would know.
Right.
You wouldn't. You haven't had this conversation yet.
Grom would never know that about
Yeah.
Astrid.
You speak Orcish. Why?
Anyway.
Yeah.
oh, Astrid, that Harissa lady in the back. I don't trust a fucking word out of that one's mouth.
I don't have my bot turned on, so somebody roll a d8. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Well, Mogren, you get a d4 on your next roll. Right. Okay. You don't even. Are you doing this subtly, or are you just grabbing her and just pulling her in?
Grom is trying to keep his voice down to where they can't hear, but he's not good at being subtle, so
Okay.
he is, like, he's physically kneeling down, grabbing her by the shoulder, and like pulling her close to him to whisper to her.
Rex stands up from the table and literally goes, "Listen, she's new. She's scared, and as much as I would like to tell you this, it would be better to let Calico explain himself. You know."
As well as that might be, I don't quite think her story's adding up too well.
Well, I'll tell you this, to my friend. And he kind of just approaches you, like not even like this is weird. You don't even have to roll for this, but you can almost feel like an intent from him. Walks forward to you, not scared as he approaches you. and kind of just
All right, cool. Grom's gonna stand up,
intimidation.
like,
Oh, okay, you want to do an intimidation? Go for it.
not necessarily. Well, you know what? Yeah, fuck it.
All right, go for it.
Oh, for
Fuck,
fuck's
fuck,
sake.
fuck it. We ball, baby. That's only a 5.
That's only a 5. He doesn't seem that bothered by you as he approaches
That's cool.
you.
Grom's not bothered. by
Literally
me.
getting to like 5 feet from you, and then just stops and just kind of just hands out. Listen, the girl, right? She's new. She's pretty precious to cut, and she's got the first day jitters. This is her first operation. She's got a right to be scared. I think you've, unless there's anything else that I could do for you, I think it's best time that you leave.
So, well, so everybody in the troop knows about the illusion, right? Everybody's in on it.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
okay.
And you can hear like Tabitha as well. Gas can behind you going, yeah, that's true.
So y'all know where Mr. Garth actually is? Like Tabitha, you became him very early on in the evening. So where's he been?
Know his whereabouts. I just know that he wasn't supposed to be in the dining hall, and I was. Probably, I don't know, making a bed or something.
Did you notice anything like about other staff people and how people might not be thinking favorably of Mr. Gilderoy?
Mr. Gilderoy is, well, no offense to the man. Clearly he knows what he's doing. He's clearly a fucking idiot. He just throws money away. Hell, he even told Calico, just go nuts. People believe whatever the fuck he says. He throws money away like he throws money away to idiots. We're the ones that actually have to put on a bloody show. We
Well,
do
you know-
entertainment. You just have.
In another part of the estate, Perion sneezes as it is mentioned he's giving money away to idiots.
So being an actor, I know that you have to pay attention to details because you go all in so that the experience is real and that there's nothing that like breaks the
Illusion.
immersion. Right. So did y'all notice while you were doing your things and watching each other for cues, did you notice anything? Did you notice anyone going over to what we know now as Mr. Calico during that whole amazing act? I mean, I'm telling you, like there's 5-star and that's normally the top and y'all like 10. It was my auntie and I were just amazed.
Give me a persuasion check.
Boop, 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 boop. Persuasion check.
Do better than me.
Nope.
You did worse than me. You're supposed to do that.
You can see that You can see that Rex, gas can, like kind of stops playing around with his ropes and then just starts to approach the edge of the stage, glancing down, going, I think you've had enough time here, lassie, and I appreciate the 10 stars, but luckily it doesn't mean shit from Octavia.
I'm telling you, we were
Esther,
talking
that's
about
a
how it was. I just can't abide by the ill speaking of my auntie when I know the conversation we were having.
Esther, they're not gonna believe a fucking word. Just let it die.
Biggest
I
time you left.
apologize for making your little friend Harissa feel uncomfortable.
Well,
You guys have a good day and good luck on tomorrow's performance.
Good.
If it happens.
yeah, good luck with your investigation.
And Grom will, politely as he can, put his hand out to shake to Rex's hand.
Rex,
Since he's the
yeah,
closest.
he literally sees to it. He gives it to you. It's a tight squeeze, like a little tight.
Okay. Grom will respectfully return that gesture.
Okay.
Well, I want to spit on the floor at that Mr. Gascan's feet, but I will contain myself.
Oh Lord!
Well, I never.
You're the small one. You're supposed to be more demure than me. Get back on the fucking horse.
Mindful.
All right. Okay, you do see as you're riding back, the daylight seems to kind of fade behind you. You go back to the estate. We'll have you all meet up back in the bedroom as each one of you is suddenly taken in the hall, then granted access to your bedroom. Just for ease, we'll say that Haas and your group, you guys got there first, so you and Ernie are first, and then the rest of them join, and then Bert and Ernie.
Hey, Bert.
First.
Good old Ernie Sanders.
Fucking Bean and Grum will join last as they come in. So we'll just have a little role play segment, I guess, with Haas and Ernie kind of have discussing what they learned, and legit, like you can literally just kind of fluently make it possible to have the rest of the guys group up and join each other.
So right now there is only me and Ernie.
Right now, it's you and Ernie. Yeah.
Right.
But and it's also getting like you can hear the chirping of the the crickets and nighttime and sunlight's gone. And the whole house is getting a little cooler. It's definitely the you can hear the clicky clacking of armor in the hallway kind of fade away, come back. The very faint snapping of plimsolls on stone from like some worker or some poor trodden work staff that's forgotten a pillow for some noble that's up or downstairs. So yeah, I'll let you go.
Okay.
Pause.
Well, that gave us a little bit of insight on a part of the situation. Apparently, Fletcher his own son was not even aware of this masquerade.
He didn't seem a part of it. Like he didn't seem.
I'll be honest, I was sort of listening, but not listening, if you know what I mean.
Wait, hold on.
Like he was saying some words, but the words were sort of going in and then out. But because his archery was impressive. I mean, you couldn't have missed that.
Could he hit you? Or do you think he can catch it?
Oh, I could easily catch that, but I've got to say that Fletcher guy is he's a lovely person. I don't seem to see a problem with him. I don't know what that Astrid is annoyed with.
Well, I guess we have our next attraction for tomorrow, if there is any.
And as that happens, you hear the door open as Hucklefucks appear.
I guess
Please
that's
be more
us.
I guess that's us. Yeah. one of the someone's being honest and someone isn't.
You're back. So, you were the guys who went to
Calico.
the victim. Calico, yeah. Well, is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. I mean, he's
A bit
coughing.
raspy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is upsettingly alive.
Don't say it like that. That makes us sound bad. Yeah, were you trying to kill him?
No.
What do you mean by upsettingly, then?
Ignore them.
Okay, period.
We
What
do
happened again?
funerals.
We do funerals. Oh, we're out of business. Oh, you guys are fucking disgusting characters.
All right, period. Tell me, what did you know?
Well, not much. He certainly wasn't aware of any foul play, so he couldn't. He only knew Gilderoy for a month, so he couldn't really much tell if he had any enemies at the party. According to him, only the troop, Gilderoy himself, and his footman Garth knew what was going on. So it's very, very likely that the assassination was aimed towards Gilderoy and not Calico.
Yeah, apparently not even his son was aware of the change of the actor's parts.
That's interesting. So yeah, I think we can rule out the troop itself. And
The whole troop?
yeah, the whole troop knew that
And
Gilderoy...
nothing but the troop.
Wait, are
The
you even
whole-
here?
No.
No.
No, I just couldn't resist the whole troop and nothing but the troop. So help me.
Being roll perception.
Yeah, the whole troop, because, well, they knew that Gilderoy wasn't Gilderoy, so if they tried to kill Gilderoy, they had the wrong person, and he didn't seem like he was even considering himself. So Calico wasn't even considering himself a target up until I mentioned the possibility. So, yeah. I
Not many
pers-
people assume they will die, though.
Yeah, that is true, but Calico also said he couldn't think of anyone who would
Aim for
who
his
was
life.
at the party who could or who would want him any harm.
No, okay, it might sound conspiratory, but what if Gilderoy planned all this just to have more animation to do? Like another spectacle.
I mean, he's crazy, but he's not
Yeah.
that crazy. I don't know. It's an interesting theory, but I don't know. It seems unlikely, but of course not impossible.
Well, did Fletcher say that Gilderoy was like took over the sort of businesses of people and made enemies? What if he's trying to take over Calico's business?
I mean,
Don't think so.
from what I gathered, Calico was like the creative director as well. So killing him would most likely lead to the dispersing of the troop and not to taking it over.
Well, I'm out of ideas, and I go in and walk over and just sit on a chair.
I mean, you climb up the chair.
I climb up into the chair, yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
He
with
wasn't
that
really-
we know. Yeah, sorry,
He,
go on.
he was in really bad shape, and we weren't really able to ask any more questions out of him. Unfortunately.
Okay, so we can root out the Gilderoy's son for now.
Probably. I mean, we can't rule out Gilderoy's son because he didn't know that Gilderoy wasn't Gilderoy. So if he wanted to try and kill his father, he failed, but only because he didn't know that Gilderoy wasn't Gilderoy.
That is true.
So
No,
we can't
actually,
rule him out.
if he knew, yeah, maybe okay, maybe he planned to kill him, but didn't know that he changed roles.
Yeah,
Right?
he didn't know. Yeah.
So,
So he
yeah.
could have planned to kill Gilderoy, but didn't know that Gilderoy was changing faces for the evening and tried to poison him. But we should wait for Astrid and the others. I think they were about to ask him a couple of questions, so maybe it's going to
Okay.
become clearer when we get their answers.
Got all
So
the
yeah, the
information. together, yeah.
only thing I could bring to the table was basically I don't think anyone of the troop did it.
But didn't Astrid and Grom go ask the troop themselves?
They did.
Oh, sorry. Then it wasn't Astrid. It was
Calico.
no.
You went-
Got well, Ernie and
Malgren.
And me.
yeah.
Oh, Ernie and okay.
Okay.
Good.
Ernie
We're,
and me?
we're clear. We're clear. Right. So just to move things along. Okay. Thank you for the perception checks. On your way back, Grom.
Yes.
You do seem to see a rather nice dressed lady looming over what looks like a dwarf for a second. Like just like lined up against the wall as you ride past. Clearly the guards don't see it. But as you go into the courtyard and come and get climbed off the horses and stuff, by the time you look around to see if they're there, they're gone. With that, the guards literally just turn and go, right, come on.
Hey, there was a. Look, we'll go back to the rooms with the other guard, but there was a dwarvish man and a really finely dressed woman over that way around that corner. You might want to go,
Right.
you know, guard duty and whatever, patrolling.
Yeah,
that
well,
stuff.
we're looking into that. But first of all, my business is to get and make sure that you.
I'll get it. I'm not giving you no hassle. I've been arrested before.
Come on, move your ass.
I'm moving on. You could at least ask me not to. Damn.
As you can tell, like, he leads you forward, and kind of pushing Astrid behind you as you guys make your way into the hall. The door opens, and finally, Grom and Astrid are led into the room. As night has fallen, this will lead, once you guys have finished your conversation and your investigation, it's going to lead to a long rest, unless somebody wants to try and do something sneaky before the evening ends. But I'll leave that up to you guys. You can glean something if you can sneak out of this room or not, or if you want to just continue it and ask and try to do and behave yourselves and try to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow morning. I'll leave that in your capable hands, party.
I'm 9'8". I'm not sneaking anywhere.
No, I'm good.
Oh.
I'm already asleep.
This motherfucker.
So Grom and Astrid, you guys enter. So apparently the only people that are awake are Perian, Hoss, and everyone's asleep.
Hey, Hoss, did you get to ask
I
anybody?
haven't gone bed yet.
Got good.
Yeah, I'm sat in a chair.
I'm getting antsy without proper work.
So,
Alright, I should
Hoss,
probably
you,
pray.
Okay, can you ask me a question?
Yeah, Grom was gonna ask if you got to question anybody or got any useful information.
Yeah. So first of all, Ernie and I went to ask Fletcher, Gilderoy's son, some questions, and apparently he was not aware of the little disguise, and he already assumes that he has a lot of enemies. He's taking over businesses. But as far as I know, I don't think he tried to take over Calico's business because he was the head of. He was the idea guy, basically.
Just
Then again,
sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Just to clarify as well, it would also make no sense because he's a theater troupe. Like if you get rid of one of the main actors, you just have a bunch of
Your theater's
actors.
gone.
So that idea in itself is kind of just. I mean, it could be, but it just seems a little silly because you're taking out the best one, I guess. Right? The rest are newbies or they haven't been around as long. Essentially, you're losing the name Calico
Yeah,
So-
he's clearly the genius and respected by his troop.
So,
Right.
all right. So let's just say that you've taken all this information in, so you can share it, and Grom, what did you and Astrid learn? You can maybe highlight them to the rest of the group so that they're aware. Just to expedite things.
So we had learned that, according to the troop, Harissa is very dear and precious to Calico. However, she is the newest member and is possibly a local to the region. At least that is kind of what I got out of it.
He did seem to mention that she was from Tragos originally, which you do not
From-
buy.
She was very clearly trying to not give any information, which
And she was well protected by the rest of the troop.
yeah, the troop was very vehemently covering her ass. Which, granted, if she is completely innocent, having a 9'8" green fucker question you and call you a liar inside of your theater is pretty insulting. So, granted, the reaction's warranted, but they were very defensive about any form of questioning, and tried focusing very heavily on their beef with Octavia.
I don't understand that part. That leaves me quite confused.
Unfortunately,
They were-
since Panda isn't here to verify that, like that's all Panda's secret bullshit.
Maybe they're competition.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, from what we have heard from Octavia in the past, we know that they dislike each other,
To be fair,
possibly because of competition.
like Panda's character is literally, he is a theater man. He may have written a bad review to Calico at some point.
Thus resulting in Calico's own murder by the hand of his own troop. Crazy.
Yeah, that's literally what Panda would do. I saw one of Calico's performance, and I was murdered.
Exactly.
It was an awful appearance.
Yeah, 37 steps in the back, the hardest suicide I ever saw.
37 minutes, more like. Right. Okay. Go. Character form.
Astrid, did you find out anything that you wanted to share yourself?
Just the Mr. Garth has been gone, and no one's seen hide nor hair him.
Right. You say that again?
Can you not hear me?
No, I had to take my headphones off for a second. Say that again. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, I just said that no one's seen Garth. Where's Garth? The real.
I mean, the guards are right there. If you want to ask for Garth, you can. Like, no one is stopping you from looking for Garth.
Yeah, because the guard did say that they would bring people to us, right?
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I think we ought to. Will the real Garth please stand forward? I think we should talk to him because
Yeah.
where's he?
Yeah, but
maybe you could also.
I mean,
question,
Didn't
does
Gilderoy.
it- does it
he
really-
appear at the end of the show?
first of all, this, and the second thing is, why do you suspect him, or why would it make sense to suspect him? I mean, I think we can pretty much say that Calico wasn't the target. I think.
Yes.
So, if Garth wanted to kill Gilderoy, he knew Gilderoy was in another appearance. He knew who he was. So why would he poison Calico? That doesn't make any sense if he was to be the killer.
Oh, he might have seen other things. He's just been MIA. That's odd.
Well, he was
Okay.
he was technically a part of it because even Tabitha let loose that that Garth was not to be in the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh wait, where was? Who was disguised as Garth again?
Garth was played by Tabitha, if I'm not mistaken.
And
Tab-
Garth was playing as.
Garth was missing from the room because he needed to be not in there.
So,
Okay.
having two Garths would ruin the illusion.
So Garth didn't take over any other role in exchange.
Garth did not play another role. Garth was Garth, but he was missing.
Somebody put a bald cap on, and pretended to be a fat old waiter
Servant.
and man.
Handmaid.
I mean, a woman was dressed up as him, and everybody fell for it. So
True.
I mean, they conjured the massive fucking cockatrice,
Yep.
and everyone believed it. So I
True.
wouldn't put it past
perhaps that's part of the illusion.
minor illusions.
No.
Yeah. Most
But
of us
yeah,
are Most of us are wearing magic clothing.
Yep, that is true.
This guy's self is probably one of the tools.
But yeah, we
Mhm.
can ask for Garth and ask him if he has seen anything. But I think we can. Well, I think we can rule him out as a suspect. I don't know.
But
Maybe.
okay, so we still have. Who are the suspects right now? Fletcher.
Fletcher. We haven't talked about the. Wait, let me just.
We have to talk to Gilderoy himself.
We could do
There are
that.
two people. There are two people missing from this equation, and I'm waiting for Marcy or
Grom.
to bring them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're
We
not.
haven't talked about at all about Lady Fardasher, Arturo, and Captain Hess.
Hess Arturo and Lady Fardasher,
Or the
the dwarf,
who was the one?
the dwarf mercenary lord,
The dwarf and the lady Arissa.
and the lady Far, who is his wife. His
Exactly. But I can't bring it up since Perian didn't meet them.
That's true.
He literally doesn't know they don't if they exist.
No, I think you saw them
That's
at
why I
the beginning.
Also, to be fair, remember this is also why I'm saying you guys all have this information. So you're all in the same room. You technically you all become aware of it. I know it's very meta, but like
Grom would share it.
you all
So-
become
I was
aware of
waiting
it
for
as
that.
soon as you do that. As soon as you say, "Listen, I need to know this information," so clearly you're going to share it, right? Or if you're not, then you actively say, "I'm not sharing this information," so that we can play we can play the weird meta
Yeah.
game. All right.
What
I
about
was waiting
Miss
for it to be
Rosewood?
naturally brought up.
What about Miss Rosewood? Good point. She was brought up.
Miss
Yep.
Rosewood talked to Fletcher
Sure.
about if his dad happened to die, he would inherit a lot of money. And
Oh.
Fletcher is interested in Miss Rosewood, and he thinks Miss Rosewood is interested in him because I think she likes my archery.
So you think she's a murdering gold digger? Basically, kill
I
dad.
think she's an accomplice.
Thank you. You wanna any words in here and there?
Miss Rosewood. I think she has an alibi for that.
Okay, witches.
Love how like this whole adventure is just Perian pushing that 20 he rolled on you and calling you on your bullshit.
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
come on. It's a sensible question to ask. She has an alibi. Okay, what is
Yes.
the alibi?
I was with her during the whole time where I was absent.
I don't
Until
think she
she
was
came back.
planning it as it happens.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna be honest. That alibi doesn't stand because she was in the fucking room when everything happened.
No, she was all red faced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right out of the-
well remembered.
Wait a minute.
I
False,
mean,
you dog.
would it be? I turn to
Wait, what did you say, Grom?
I turn to Hoss. Would it be possible that she has just planned it and someone else executed it, or are you like discarding her as a suspect? in general.
Well, for the time that I have talked to her, I don't think she even thought of doing all this or could plan this.
Considering also what you know, she already there's a reason why she's at this party, right?
Where's
Yeah.
that coming from?
Well, no, this is this is just Haas information.
She had her reason to be here.
Considering her mother.
I mean, fair enough. I trust you if you say she's clean, so to speak. The more people we eliminate, the better.
Yeah, I can.
And I mean,
vouch
as
for her.
suspects, not like murdering them, because we already had one attempted murder. We don't need more.
Ron comes in, just goes, "I killed all of them."
I smacked them over the head.
That's what I was supposed to do, right?
Women and
No one
children
told. No one told me to stop swinging, so I just kept going.
I just kept seeing red.
I bashed them over the head.
So I assume they were the weird dwarf and a lady that Grom saw were mentioned
Yep.
at some point in this conversation. Just so
Yes,
Godwin
Grom
just
would
Godwin can pipe up and ask how they looked like, so he can compare them to the visuals of, the new.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, okay. You know what? Fair enough. You got a good enough vision to see a human woman and a dwarf, and it looked like they were doing something rather, not something you should do in public.
Not Twitch friendly.
crack cocaine.
No, it was mostly, you know what? Let's just say dry humping. I think you can dry hump on Twitch.
Gross in the middle of public.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the sun was going down, so they didn't think they could see. Astra didn't see anything. She was just like on her horse, going, "Oh God, it's a horse! What have I ever ridden one of these?"
I mean, fair enough.
To be fair, actually, have you ridden anything?
You know, as a
That's a-
ranger, I would hope so.
That's a rude question. What? Yeah, but like, is it like a really big stallion horse though? That was my question. Like a big old.
Pony.
Well, they didn't have a pony. They had a full on like a 4 foot horse. These are big boys.
The horse is only 4 feet tall.
Yeah, these are for
4 feet tall
humans.
horses.
Oh,
These are for. Gilderoy is a half elf.
yeah, but I figured like a horse would still be 6 to 7 feet tall. It's a big ass horse.
Well,
Good-
yeah.
good catch here, yeah.
These ones are also they're kind of bred to be war horses, so they're definitely
Stocky.
stockier. All right. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah, well, moving on.
Well, no, like so. Grom points this out. He saw a dwarf and a woman. So
I assume the question would. I assume the first question would be like the. Did you see any? Can you describe them?
It was a dwarf and a woman.
feature-
It was a-
What do you-
there's not
that's a
much.
description enough.
Considering he was driving past on a he was riding past on a horse. He wouldn't have been able to get any feet. They were.
Grommel described
know.
the woman's. You mentioned that she was in a very fancy outfit.
She was a very extravagant outfit, like kind of flooziest almost.
So
You
Grommel
bitch.
at least describe the outfit and kind of relay that information because it's one of the few things that he could see from his distance.
Godwin will shrug and might be the
Okay.
newlyweds.
Okay, so we have as suspects we have Fletcher, right? we got the
I have to do
Warm-
was Fletcher Rosewood and the Arturos.
yeah.
That's it. That's
I
for now.
mean-
That's.
What about
I
Garth,
wouldn't
Ken?
be ruling out the troop as well, but who knows?
Yeah.
What about
No.
what about the chief?
Yeah, I don't think he has anything to do with anything at this point.
He's a really old man. Like, it took him like a good 5 minutes of your questions to get to the other side of the room.
Okay, fair enough.
You did it. I won.
I would have gotten through with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
You got me.
So, we still have Fletcher.
Fletcher, the
Arturos?
Arturos, and Miss Rosewood.
Okay, I told you that Rosewood is not part of this.
Okay, then Fletcher and the Arturos.
But what about Garth?
We ruled out Garth because he knew
For now-
he knew about the body
He's-
swap.
Oh,
But
yeah, true.
also,
He's not.
Yep.
sorry, go ahead, Muffin.
Go on. No, go on. I wanted to say basically that Garth currently is not a suspect; he's a witness.
But Tabitha said that one of the chicks said that he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But he was.
Who?
Garth.
Garth wasn't
Oh,
supposed
well.
to be there.
He wasn't supposed to be in the dining hall.
Yeah.
But he
Well-
was. Under the illusion of a god. Or a waiter.
Oh,
He wasn't
Okay.
supposed to be there. But he was. And no one has
Well-
picked up on that.
oh, okay. That's new info.
No.
Okay, then I just didn't realize it. Okay, then we definitely have to talk to Garth. Garth. Love.
Okay, well, so probably we could also talk to Gilderoy if we can get any.
Well, considering he's going to
Insight.
be he's going to be coming round, and probably you'll get to talk to him tonight. It's end. The guards you can hear coming up and down the hallway. I will say, just for expedience, I guess one of you goes outside and kind of tries to get somebody to come in and deliver a message for you.
Oh, we can
Alright.
just write.
I mean, there's gonna
message?
there's no guard. There currently is no guard outside your door. As you have a look, you can see the hallway is bare. It's almost like they're doing their rounds, so everyone is switching. You know, guards are going off duty. Some are coming back on. The room that was being investigated has kind of been cleared and like sealed so that no one can go in there. They're doing their own investigation. They just are. It's almost at a point where they're kind of just saying, "Listen, do as you're told. We don't want any trouble. If you do, we have a prison. You know this."
We have a very cozy cell.
Okay.
And considering how many mercenaries and soldiers there are on the island, it would be difficult to win that fight.
I mean, what would be the point of fighting it?
Well, that's my point. That's why you don't have weapons to not even think of it as a as an answer.
Combat as a combat challenge. Yeah.
All right. So we'll say you want to flag a man down to get a.
Message to
Yeah.
Gilderoy, yeah.
Okay. So essentially, what happens is after a while, you see a guard come by. Seems to approach. Comes into the room. A couple of servants are behind him. And as you yell, "Get him!" No, you can see that some of them have like some of the meats, some of the pastries, some of these like they're clearly not freshly cooked. They're basically like scavenged leftovers from the meal that was early. Everything's been checked. and you put down. It's put down on the table in front of you, going. I thought you lot might be quite hungry, considering how you've been, bearing a lot of suspects. Like, any clues that you like to share with the rest of us? Just stick to our own investment.
I mean, giving you information to possibly catch the real killer can only help, right?
Say, glad you're being so cooperative. Who's asleep
so
right now, by the way? That's just- Just-
Ernie,
Not me.
probably.
Aridy's probably falling asleep in the chair, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Morgan's out too.
As,
Oh.
Godwin goes to pick up something from the tray, he would ask, "So, what, did you guys do anything?
We
Learned anything?"
we cordoned off the hallway. We've been asking people questions. Mostly, just trying to keep the peace. A lot of people are scared. Mr. Gilderoy is kind of doing his best to, basically just pave over this trauma. But so far, we haven't really come to any conclusions. We just realized that there is some sort of local poison being. Trebonian weed moss.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I'm gonna say this out of character, but we're on a fucking island. What's the point of isolating and blockade? I'm
Because
just
there's a-
putting this out there.
I mean, there's ways to get off. There's probably
there's literally a dock on the map.
And there's also the funny
Yeah,
teleporting area.
Yeah, that's probably much easier to
Gordon,
observe
yeah.
the docks.
That's true. That is true. There's a teleportation circle. There's a dock. They're just doing their due diligence.
Anyways, I would, if anyone wants to go or speak with me together, we would of course share our findings with the guards.
Well, let me just say right now, Mr. Garth is currently my words. Him too. Is there anything else I can get for you? That be it for the.
I shrug
What
and
exactly do you want us to share about the investigation?
I would like you to tell me whatever seems or deems important.
I've heard there's been an attempted murder.
Smart guy, right? Good to know.
Actually, not.
I don't think it's that it's smart. I think it's just a little denser than me.
I'm gonna take the food.
No, wait, please.
He kind of does a wave, and they literally just go around the table and then stop when he says, "Right, well, I guess I'll just leave you here for tomorrow then. I'll get Mr. Gilderoy to come and see you lot, and then I don't have to deal with you. Honestly, saves me a lot of."
I don't think we're
Good
that
night.
You should love your job.
He turns on a heel, goes to the door, and waits for all the servants to come out for it. Boom. We could say just for like a couple of seconds, have your moment to nibble and chat amongst yourselves before, a very loud pitching kind of "Aha! Yes!" Door is like kicked open as you go.
Oh boy.
Ah, yes! Aha! Like literally, Ernie just shakes awake aloud. Mr. Roy is. So, how goes the investigation, my friends?
Your little guard man told us you wouldn't be here till the mornings.
Yes, yes, but we have to have what I call a very important investigation chat. My guards think they're looking after me, but I know how to look after myself. I have survived for over 100 years.
So that's quite the accomplishment there.
I mean, how old
So,
are you, Mr. Grom?
37.
Ah, I have, well, more years than you. Making
I
me
mean,
the
granted,
victor.
I mean, granted, I ain't been
With this
around that
age
long,
company.
which. Regardless, what was it you wanted to talk about with this here investigations?
Well, I think it's safe to say that who do you think is the main suspect in trying to take my life?
We've got
Well-
a couple hints of stuff that we found out from some of the peoples.
I see. Any second now.
So, I went and talked to some of the people at the theater.
Ah, yes, the troop, yes.
Yeah, I don't think me and Astrid did too great there, because they're real nervous about any sort of question.
Well-
The little lady Harissa seems a little skittish.
Ah, yes, Harissa. She was one of the newest, of course. Last time we hired the Calico group, she was not among their numbers.
Also, don't trust her for shit.
Ah, she's quite young.
Quite young and a bit of a fucking liar on it.
Ah, well. Are you telling me that you, Mr. Green Orc Man, has never told a fib?
Fib to my wife twice. She caught me on both of them, so I stopped doing it.
I don't like the party we have. Can we re-roll everyone? Okay. I just don't like it.
Um,
All right.
well, Mr. Gilderoy, I think we can pretty much rule out the troop
Yes.
because we doubt Calico was the target, and if he was, the troop knew that you switched places,
I see.
and if they wanted to kill you, I mean, why would they poison their own boss, you know?
I still don't trust the Harissa lady. She didn't want to answer any form of questions, and she kept trying to lie to me multiple times, and she just wouldn't give me a straight answer for anything. So I'm still concerned about her, but I
Well,
think the
what did
rest
you
of the
ask her?
troops are- Asked her where she was from, and she couldn't give me a straight fucking answer for shit. There was no reason for her to become so.
Defensive?
She became very defensive in that. That's a big word. That's a good one. Gotta remember that.
The fact that Grom doesn't know what defensive means.
He
Doesn't
just
I
didn't
don't
think
teach
of it.
him.
Says a lot. Says a lot.
He just didn't think of the word at the time. Yeah, leave him alone.
Yeah, it's because Grom's always on the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how else am I supposed to win if I'm not beaten? Shut up.
Have you ever tried blocking? What the hell is that? Like cheese?
What the fuck is a block? You mean
Block
like
of
a block
cheese.
of wood?
But no, continuing it, Grom asked her where she was from and essentially how long she had been with the troop, and she took her time to answer, which whenever you don't take that long to answer, which already threw him off, and just
Well, that's...
none of what she said made sense.
Do you know what? I think that might be a good idea to perhaps further question her.
I don't think questioning her is gonna do much of shit. At
Well-
least not if I'm doing it. However, she did mention that she saw Mr. Calico like a dead, and that he saw her as very precious, which is the words they chose.
Then perhaps I should talk to Canico.
perhaps.
I think
but
that's where your next answers might be.
Yeah, but he still isn't feeling well, so I couldn't ask him much.
See. Well, fantastic. Well done, my friends. Anything else that I should perhaps tell my finest guards to perhaps keep an eye on over the night? Perhaps they might strike again.
Well,
Yeah,
we
but-
haven't
Oh,
talked to
that.
the Arturo couple at all.
The Arturos. Ah, yes. Lady Arturo is by the lake. She's praying right now, like she usually does. And of course, well, Hess, he's probably womanizing with some harlot.
That's what I saw going on over there.
The man has no shame. Married but a week and already cheating on her.
Yeah.
He
God
could do
damn.
better.
Well, and even on the risk to offend you, there is your son. He would stand to inherit a lot of money if you would perish.
My boy. The boy gets too much pocket money to try and murder me.
Well, he would get even more if you aren't around anymore.
And of course, but the boy gets to do what he wants. I have never said no to him.
No, I think you maybe should stop.
No.
I should stop saying no.
No,
I
you
think
should
what
start
he's
saying
saying
no.
is you should
Oh.
stop saying no to your boy sometimes. Make him grow a bit of a backbone. Send him on some of his own adventures.
But why?
Because it's fun.
But why when I could just pay you to do it?
I
No,
think
Grom,
we're
you
getting.
can't reason with
You
this.
shut up. Fair enough. I like my money.
I think we're getting off point here.
I don't understand. This is a very strange line of questioning, honestly.
Yeah.
I am an entrepreneur, not an adventurer. Also, why would I
yeah.
send my boy to do something dangerous? What am I, an idiot?
Of course.
Not saying he's got to go do something dangerous. Maybe he could just do like a. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
So what are you saying there, Pyrian? My famous monster hunter.
Well, I'm just saying it's a theory. You asked us for our opinion, so we couldn't rule out your boy as a suspect. You know.
I feel like he would. I don't see it, but perhaps, maybe. I find it very hard to believe that my boy would use his amazing archery to kill me. Why would he use
Well, you-
poison? That seems. The boy doesn't know anything about poisons.
Well, he has money. It's no problem to buy it.
Yes, but
Yeah, but I don't even think he would actually think of asking someone else to poison.
Yeah, you have a.
Someone.
You know what? I know you're insulting my boy's intelligence, but you have a point there, Hoss.
Not my intent.
Right.
Just
Sorry.
not my intent, but just
The
thinking
boy,
about this.
the boy doesn't know what his bow's made of. For Christ's sake. Sorry, not Christ. He's not real.
Can I roll insight against myself to give Godwin like a fucking fraction moment of clarity?
Go for it.
Just to ask a single question
Yeah, go for
from the point of the character.
it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't.
Thank you, Mr.
By tears. Wait, no, it's by Tragos' sake. That's, I guess, is what I should say, not Christ's sake.
I suppose.
F-17. All right, yeah, sure. You look into yourself.
Yeah, I look. Godwin suddenly gets a. Visually, you can see a light bulb pop above his head.
Yeah.
You know, we also haven't talked to Mr. Garth.
Yes,
Your
Also,
guard
by the
said
way-
your guard said we can't talk to him.
Mr. Garth is very busy.
About that, Mr. Garth was not supposed to be in the state, right? Or
But Mr. Garth, I trust with my life. You are seeming to insinuate that Mr. Garth is perhaps intrigued in poisoning me.
I
We
would.
can't rule out that.
No, I'm saying we weren't allowed to speak to him. For now, he's a witness. We don't suspect him.
Oh,
Even though he's a massive dick who threw out my bread rolls.
well, to be fair, I told him to do that.
Ice cold. Oh, by the way, thank you for investigating my attempted murder. By the way, your bread rolls suck ass.
there is part of me that,
I was aware. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
aware he was doing it. That he gets the man.
because he literally went fantastic, and then just handed it to Garth, and then Garth put it in the bin. So Mr. Gilroy literally kind of glances over you, though that the rest of you going. I find it, Mr. Garth, unfortunately, is in charge of the main investigation. He's the man in charge. He knows I am not on station. Mr. Garth is on station. He is what I would call my man in the sky. Yes, he was aware of the switch. That was true. Of course he would be known. If anything were to happen to me, I would need a witness at least.
Well, that's why we suspect him as a witness and not as a suspect.
See.
Wait, we don't suspect him. We just want to ask him questions.
Okay, we see him as a witness.
I shall
not as a suspect.
I shall have him drawn to you, and perhaps then we can figure this out.
Maybe.
I, however, am going to sit here and eat some chicken. And he just the guard goes, and after about 10 minutes of chatting, you guys kind of spill some more stories. Gilderoy literally is just like poking Ernie so he stays awake. You know, just literally just going from person to person asking about little tales or stories or anything. Only for then to Garth to essentially present himself. He's looking a little like, flushed, like he's ran from one side of the building to the other. Like, yes, sire. What can I was called upon my investigations. Yes, my boy. These adventurers wish to question you, I feel. Don't know what they could learn that they couldn't learn from me, but I guess they'll have to hear it from the horse's mouth. And,
Greetings.
As the timer ran out, the light behind Godwin's eyes just slowly dims as his clarity apparently just dissipates for this.
Yes, Mr. Horse, it is nice to meet you. I'm very busy. I would very much like to get back to my work. I still have several hours of cleaning, and of course, I need to reset the dining room for tomorrow. So if you do not wish to cause me any more ill fortune this evening, a harsh man to working. No offense, sir, my liege. Presents himself with his out head. Gilderoy kind of just nodding and just pulling his pipe out and just starting to light it up, sticking it in the corner of his mouth.
All right. It won't take long. First of all, we wanted to know what you were doing in the estate, as you were not allowed to get inside the dining hall, I believe.
I was, of course, communicating with the rest of the staff, and of course, keeping myself hidden while this endeavor played out. Fortunately, it is one of those things that the man of, many requirements, I do find myself in the need of helping hands. Requires me to be at his side even when he's not.
And I believe you have noticed nothing in the drinks served.
No.
As you were in the kitchen.
Every drink is hand checked by our servants and tasted before moved into a goblet.
Mm-hmm.
We have our finest alchemists that are present. Case, and of course, the metals that we have are very well known for, well, mostly destroying most.
How
But-
could they get poison inside the estate if you have checked if the security was already top notch?
Sure. All I know is that it did not come from the kitchen.
Well, we know that the poison itself. What was its name again, guys?
Grenobian. This is where Astrid comes in.
Grenobian
Yes.
mossweed.
Trenobian moss. Yeah, Trenobian moss.
Which grows in sewers. So I believe that.
I will admit that it is not a very well-known feed here on this island. Would have been. Well, as you can tell, when we teleport you here, your weapons are, well, kept in a magical storing glyph until you are removed. Most things are removed, so I would say it probably came from the boats.
And we have a list of people who came for the boats.
Yes, of course. Yes. Would you like me to check your list?
Yeah.
He glances over your list, going, Mr. Arturo, he came with his merchants. He came with his mercenaries on the boats. Lady Fardasha, she was on the boats. The troop, they were on the boats. We couldn't bring half of their gear without bringing it on said boats.
Mhm.
Of course, yes, I think that's everybody on that list. Who put Fletcher on this list? Is this a joke?
No, we had to rule out
I see.
names.
Oh, it's just not a. It's just so it was a joke. It's just not very funny, Mr. Gilderoy.
I think that list was a list of people that we wanted to talk to, not a suspect.
I see, but I am already aware that you have talked to all of these people.
Not all.
Not
Right.
yet.
We didn't talk to the Arturos.
Well, perhaps we can have Mr. Gilderoy. Perhaps it would be best if we have them chat in the morning. Considering Mr. Arturo himself is more of a mercenary captain and has many men at his book and call, well, Mr. Gilderoy himself also uses some of his men on time and time again for transport missions to Kragos and to other settlements. It would probably be in your best interest to talk to Mr. Head.
Yeah, that it would have been. I mean, we already had to split up to question a lot of people today.
I don't know if his
And-
people use this kind of poison. That would be. We have yet to check the ships. That is on tomorrow's list.
Yeah, if you can give us a report back on that, that would be lovely.
That all?
Right now, yes. Is there a way that we can contact you, if possible?
To have access to Mr. Gilderoy, be at his beck and call, and I will probably be most likely found in the kitchen tomorrow morning, as we have to plan for the theater, which I assume is still going on, Mr. Gilderoy. Just literally just smiling, just puffing at his pipe. Then I think I will not retreat. I will resign myself to the lobby and make sure that everything. Good evening, sires.
Good night.
Gilderoy then like pops up, going, And just kind of takes a deep breath and goes, "So where's Octavia? The dumb broad left me hanging when she was telling me about her stories. I haven't seen her all day."
Well, that's not too good. Astrid, where's your auntie? Where'd she go off to?
This, she, you never know with her. She just can't keep track of that woman.
Isn't she talking about her stories again to some people?
Perhaps she got herself some nookie.
Well, I heard something about somebody saw a dwarf and
I didn't even think about that. To be fair, I did say human woman.
oh, and a dwarf guy. Okay, my bad.
It's just like the idea of like, oh no, oh no. Like, what is going on over there?
Fox is gone for a session. Hey, it's nice to think that if we're not here for a session, at least we're getting lucky.
Yeah. Don't use that as an excuse to get some, okay? It's gonna be different each week.
And it's always going to be Hess.
Yeah. What is it? Not like it's just suddenly
So-
fucking Mogren's gone 1 week, he gets gonorrhea. Comes back. What the fuck? Why do I get that?
Your punishment for missing a session.
Alright. Okay, so he leaves, and Gilderoy kind of just stands up going, "Well, I guess I should call it a night. After all, I was nearly murdered. Perhaps it would be good to see you tomorrow morning. What I will do is I will come and, well, hopefully... I'm too tired." And he just kind of gives up, stands up, and wobbles slightly. He's clearly a little, maybe drunk, as one of the guards kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and just helps him into the hallway. The door kind of then creaks open. You can hear the faint roar of Gilderoy as he leads down to his bedroom. And for there, we're gonna say like evening wine. We're gonna wind down, and if you want to have a last little stitch effort conversation about what you might think now with all that information, we can. But this is gonna be a long rest. Tomorrow we'll wake up, and it'll be a brand new day, so you'll get all your stats, all your abilities, all that stuff back. Congratulations.
Did we use any?
During the fight and stuff, yeah, I think. But other than that, no.
Grom and Ernie both raged. I think that's the only missing stuff
I
from us.
used up all my
Mo-
rage.
Mogren used some spells, and I think
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used like 3 or 4.
yeah, yeah. So like you'll get those back. Okay.
No, that was a cantrip. It's, I think.
You'll get your healing points back from
It's,
Leon Hands.
I'm not counting that.
Nope.
As things wind down, Godwin eats a piece of pastry like it's an apple, crunching at some parts because it started to go. With like a deep ponder, he would go, "My dad always used to say that you can get sick by eating the best food from a dirty plate. Maybe it wasn't maybe the poison wasn't in the drink. If the drinks are getting vetted before being poured."
I mean, all the poison got put in after the drink was served.
Well, unless the poison wasn't in the drink.
Well, you'll know it was in the drink. You found it in the goblet.
That's right. I smelled it in the drink.
Yeah. Let's not skew where it came from. We know where it came from.
Or do we?
I'm gonna try and not make this as complicated as possible.
all I'm saying, the poison can be placed in the goblet before the drink was poured.
Yes, pretty much. Yep.
That's basically what Godwin implied.
That's the only way it makes sense.
So, Godwin, why did you say we shouldn't exclude the acting troupe?
I don't think it was the Godwin who said it, but Yeah.
No, it was
I re-
Grom who mentioned
It was
not
Grom.
excluding
No,
them.
no, girl, you mentioned specifically one. It was just
Harissa
me,
specifically, yeah.
out of character, who said that it's a bit too early to rule anyone out purely because this was like, why, like an hour after everything happened, a couple of hours. It's a bit too early for now. We just conducted the preliminary interviews.
I
We
mean,
kind
fair.
of we kind of nailed down who might be doing what. We located some. Tomorrow, I guess the chat will be well in the morning of the following day. The task should be like to probably conduct like secondary interviews to try to catch some inconsistencies based on what we learned. Like push Garth on the his presence after the issue, to poke a little bit of
If Harissa says she has a
Harissa.
different hometown,
Make sure to write that down so that you guys know.
Yeah, she might, all that stuff.
actually, yeah. What was the
Finally
town
talked
she
to
said?
Arturos.
She's
Ragas.
Tragos.
Yes.
It's the main capital for the empire, Tragos. It's also the god of creation, Tragos. It's also the emperor, Tragos. You seeing a vibe?
Yeah.
No,
He loves giving
Oh,
things his own
it's
name.
just a, it's just
No
a bunch
vibes,
of
only
coincidences,
triggers.
Only Tragos.
It's a bunch of coincidences.
Yeah, a bunch of coincidences. I named myself
Yeah.
after the emperor that way. Okay.
What else? But
I'm
We
a
should talk to the Arturos.
yeah.
we
Okay.
gotta
So
talk to the Arturos. We gotta catch Garth again.
so I'm assuming by this point, Mogren's out. Ernie's
Yeah.
out. Who else is like just like giving up to the long rest? Say, well, this light afternoon conversation is happening. This light evening, not even afternoon.
I don't sleep much, so I can
Yeah.
always stay longer.
So you're just literally watching. Yeah, that's true. You are half elf, so you probably don't sleep as much. Which yeah,
Godwin, without his nightly routine, probably is getting antsy because of he has an excess energy.
so he's literally
Like,
just He-
so
he's doing his own little kind of like just writing some hymns or saying some prayers or hoping that there's a grave underneath him at that moment.
you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my last channel point to use my divine sense again.
Done.
Out of boredom. Out of boredom. So
What are you trying to sense? I get it. Can I-
undead. Always undead.
Always undead? Okay.
Always undead.
There's a really weird smell coming from Ernie. No. No, it doesn't seem to be any undead anywhere nearby. At least in range of you.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know there are no undead. Let me check the range.
I think it's like through concrete as well, right? You can share the
60
spell.
feet. It's just 60 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Ugh.
Okay, cool. There's no natural moss. Elon?
Okay.
nasty.
Just after pacing, he just kind of sits, exhales, slightly exhausted, goes to hum something. Checks for the undead, gets upset.
All right. Well, then what we'll do is we'll dial it down, right? Godwin, he does his thing. He tries to, he tries to calm himself down. Ernie is already like slightly snoring in the chair. Mogren is like, I don't know, how does Mogren sleep?
Oh, like a babe.
Right. So not even like
loud, snory.
so he's at the very far end of the room.
He probably wasn't to begin with.
Yeah.
But I think
Grom moved him.
several members of the group had like nudged him awake and
Okay, just
pushed him away.
wait. So they nudge him awake. He gets up and goes, moves down a bed, then sits down. Okay, fair enough. That's how you put Mogren to bed. You just keep waking him up till he sits far enough away.
Till
Okay,
he's far enough away, yeah.
I can't wait to do that outside, but like where there's no beds and he just goes into a tree. All right, Astrid, what's Astrid doing before like her nightly ritual before she's going to bed?
Oh, she's still upset about people not liking her aunt because she worships her aunt. So she's going to sleep just like writing, like, where is Octavia? What the hell?
Where's you're writing in your little fan book like, oh, people just don't like Linkin Park the way I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay, fair enough. Give me actually, you know what? Give me give me a history.
Okay.
All right, Grom. What about Grom though? What are you doing before he goes to bed? Like these beds are big enough. You need to put two of them together, I guess.
Oh, okay. I don't have to steal Ernie's bed.
No,
Awesome.
no. He's in a chair, so.
Anyway.
Oh, good. He knows his place.
Oh.
Grom's gonna be brushing his little tusks and then going to bed.
Going to bed. Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. Perian, I'm assuming you've got your own kind of thing to do as well.
Well, usually I would do gear maintenance before I go to bed, since we don't have any gear at the moment.
Yep.
Uh,
A little fidgety.
Well, no, but it's the second time now he can sleep in a bed in a row, which is kinda rare. So of course he very much enjoys it to have like his own even bedroom and his own bed, and no like creepy crawlies crawling over him when he sleeps on the floor or something. So it's for him it's quite luxurious.
Okay, so you just pick one of these beds and just you try to set yourself up and you
Exactly.
you daze off. As we see like a large tiefling and a large well, even bigger Grom just like cradling two beds as pillows almost. Godvin trying to settle down, Ernie slightly doing a little kind of like Mario, I guess, like as he's with the echoing Mogren at the other end of the room. It's like and then Astrid just kind of just being frustrated while she's scribbling in her book while she's trying to figure this out as Hosky stare over this group of people that has kind of come together in the weirdest way.
Possible? Yes.
You glance down at your hand for a moment, almost like you're trying to like take hold of your hammer. It feels so weird not having your weapon on. Like you take a moment and you try to like call it to you again. Nothing. Literally, like this type of magic is kind of taking you by surprise. This is the first time where this is kind of you've had your weapons kind of taken from you. So you're basically bare, and it's not unpleasant, but it makes you a little wary, which is why you think you're not like meditating as well as you usually do during your evening, your downtime. But eventually, sleep does take you as your eyes go heavy. Suddenly, though, however, you all take a moment as several hours pass and the sun beams through the windows. Morning comes. You all awake to the sound of songbirds chirping in the trees on the side of the estate and the jangling of armor as Gilderoy's guards suddenly kick the door in, standing over each one of you, drawing a weapon and a sword, blades inches from your throats, as Keith shouts out, "Master Gilderoy seeks the pleasure of your company, and you should come quietly. We wouldn't want there to be any more murders on the ground." End it.
Hey, Keith.
As
Morning.
as there has been another murder. But
Oh
yeah,
no!
figure that out next time. Thank you very much, everybody, for playing.
I
Thanks,
don't
man.
like it when other people
It's
hold
the
knives.
woman, the gold digging woman.
It's her. Well, I
It's
mean,
her.
I will be
Dynamic
honest.
DMs.
Yeah, what's that? What's that? Yeah, that. Well, to be fair, I mean, you know what? I guess that's true. You know what? Since we'll do that, right? One of the guards literally just grabs Hoss by the collar, lifts him up, and just drags him out, and you just see the door slam almost as you're all kind of like lifted up, taken out to see Gilderoy. We'll leave it like at that, and I'll elaborate later. But but for the most part, just because Penguin won't be with us in 2 weeks' time, he's going to prison probably.
Oh no!
Not in real life.
Not in real life.
But yeah, no. So yeah, congratulations, guys. Well done. You've managed to figure out all the breadcrumbs, and some of you focused on some of the good ones. Some of you guys really elaborate ideas. We'll see how it works. You're a step closer to figuring out something. We'll see. I want to say we have one more session of this scenario, and then there will be, well, essentially a different change of kind of role. We'll probably get back to more dungeon diving and more monster slaying and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, these sessions have been kind of fun. It's nice to just let you guys talk and kind of play off each other. I'm enjoying that. I think it also lets you guys kind of get used to each other's characters as well. The annoying parts, and of course the the more cleverly thought out points. But thank you very much, everybody. I know some people need to go to bed and stuff because of work and reasons.
Time zones.
And time zones. So we're just gonna leave it there for night. And we will see you in We'll see you in 2 weeks.
It was fun.
For
Yeah.
for the conclusion. Let's just say you guys are gonna be competent enough to do the conclusion next time, right?
Mhm.
Right. It's not gonna take
That's
2
high-
sessions.
That's a high expectation.
Damn it. Okay. Well, you know what I'm gonna do real quick? I gotta turn my fucking bot on so I can. I had all day to set this up, and I fucked it up.
We're gonna fumble the bag this bad that the murderer will just.
Yeah, he'll
just
leave.
take
He'll leave, and he'll be
responsibility.
the big bad evil guy, Muffin. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, me.
There you go. All right. Yeah, there it works. Hey, there's the players. Go check them out if you want to.
Hey, Tofu.
As always, hello, Tofu. Goodbye, Tofu. I'm not gonna raid. I don't think I'm raiding. We're just gonna end it. As always, guys. Though, next time. Catch you later. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for in basically leading into my weird delusions. Thank you very much, Bean, Alpaca, Hobo, Kitsune, Marcy, Muffin, Panda's not here, so fuck that guy. No, and Peggy.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I'm clearly
I
joking.
mean, to figure Octavia is getting fucked at the moment, so.
That is true. Yeah, she might be getting fucked at the moment. I haven't decided what Panda's actually getting done to him. I did say he was in prison, so if he is getting, that's we'll see. I know he wasn't feeling well, so he's either sick or he's at a party or he's sick at a party. I hope he's having a lovely time. Anyway, let's get out of here. I'll see you guys later. As always, thank you very much and cheerio, guys. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Also, Alpaca, thank you for the resub, and Pyro the Lawless, thank you for the appreciate it. Have a good one, folks. Woo. Six, so it sounds intense. There we go.
Oh, I forgot to listen to the sounds.
It was like creepy murder mystery music the entire time.
It was
Should
so
have
relaxed.
reminded me. We always do this. Usually it's
Thank
just
you,
me and
Pegu.
Marcy that are listening.
Penguin
Gotta
just
be honest, I
subscribed
never
with
listen.
Prime.